New York Giant fans. Eagle Week. What's going on, Baddog?
What's going on? It is January 19th, and we're still playing football, Giants fans. We are still playing football, and this, I wouldn't want it any other way. Our most hated rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, been a rival for 90 years. I believe they came in the league in 1933. They've been a pain in our ass for at least a decade. Payback time.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is this year, and we've talked about this throughout the year, both Eagles games had no juice to them.
Zero.
And every year, those are the games you look forward to the most, or at least me. And you hate them the most too.
Yeah, I can't stand them.
Those are always the two games I say, okay, I can't wait till we play the Eagles to see if we could upset them or whatever. But neither one of the games meant a whole lot this year because one was sandwiched in between the Washington games, which we knew that was going to be our playoff lives. We needed to win both of them, and we ended up tying one. But essentially, it had as much.
We didn't lose either.
Yeah, in terms of winning, we didn't lose. So we were all looking forward to the Washington game the week after. Not that we weren't somewhat excited, but it really took away a lot of the juice from that first Eagle game. And then the second Eagle game, we had already made the playoffs, and we played our third stringers. Mm-hmm. So neither Eagle game this year had any juice. So it's only fitting that we get to play them in the playoffs. Like, this is the equivalent of 10 regular season games when you get to play them in the divisional round for the opportunity to go to the NFC Championship game. So obviously, juices are running through New York Giants fans' veins right now.
Oh, yeah. We saved all the juice for this game. All the juice, all the smoke, whatever the hell you want to call it. The Philadelphia Eagles, we owe these guys. And I feel really good about the way we're playing. I feel like we're going to win this game. I really do. I've seen this song and dance before. And like I said, man, revenge is a dish best served cold. We're going to serve their ass. I think the Giants can give them a taste of their own medicine. The Eagles do a lot of things with Jalen Hurts' legs and moving around, everything else. We saw what Daniel Jones did last week against Minnesota. Now, I don't know if you want him running 13 times. Now, granted, he had 17 runs, but 4 of them were kneel downs or whatever.
Right.
So, I don't know if you want to use him that much, but there's no doubt about it. The Giants are going to use Daniel Jones' legs as a weapon. They are a weapon. And it makes it more difficult to defend. The Giants offense has finally opened up for the first time this year. We saw a lot of different plays, a lot of pre-snap motion, the Statue of Liberty play, and I think the Giants are just scratching the surface. We talked about it on the last stream, Chris. This Giants team, the Eagles haven't seen this Giants team. They haven't seen this Giants team. The first game around, Barkley was banged up. Our defense was hurt, and we were kind of a vanilla offense, but you saw it after the Washington game. We've started to open up. Starters have scored 30 points the last 2 games. So there's no reason to think the Giants are going to show Philadelphia something that they haven't seen all year.
What did Luann say about the coffee mug, by the way? With that first
the same coffee mug. That's what it
No,
said.
she doesn't. Because this was personalized.
Oh, there you go.
My mom actually bought it for me for Christmas. She's like, here you go. She got me a giant mug with my YouTube name on it. But no, thank you to everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Let's give a quick shout out like we always do at the top. Bobby Murphy in the chat, Eagles fan. Good God.
Bobby's good.
I know he is.
Bobby's good.
Daniel Campbell in the chat. Afghanistan in the chat. Informal in the chat. David Cohen in the chat. Luann in the chat. Thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody. Let me try to shout out as many people as we can. John, Marcus, a fan with a mic, amazing guy. John Gonzalez. You guys are the best. Thank you guys for all the support. Let's get this win this week, guys. Thank you.
Man, what a year it's been, Giants fans. And I don't want to lose this feeling. I want to play another game. I want to play another game. Bringing out all the stops. The cinnamon rolls are coming out. I'm having them Saturday. It's my cheat day, so it works out perfectly. Cinnamon rolls for breakfast. And like I said, if I got to throw up before the game, I'll do it. I don't care. I want to beat this team's ass so bad. I don't even want to beat their ass. I actually would like to really hurt them at the end. Like, I would love to win on a last-second field goal. Like, I would really love to just break their heart. Because Lord knows this team's giving us a lot of crap. And I hate this team. I wanna beat them. Because they're all laughing. They all think it's funny. Oh,
they all wanted us. They were all begging for us to win.
This is the easiest path, they said when we did the stream with Brunson and Philly Mike. we wanted the Giants because this was the easiest path for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
We ain't no speed bump. NY Giants saying the super chat. He says, let's go hunting. Yeah, we ain't going to Philadelphia for cheesesteaks. We're going there for wings. Eagle wings. Kobe Dub. F the Eagles. Damn right. You're damn right.
What's going on,
Bill J. Thank you for the super chat. Eagle fans and the media are being super disrespectful towards us. Just the way we like it. Like they making it seem like we stand no chance whatsoever. Gonna be a big surprise.
We're gonna have a game on Sunday. Saturday rather. We're gonna have a game on Saturday.
Chris, remember in 2017, the Eagles all took on that underdog mentality. All wore those dog masks like they do in Cleveland. They stole Cleveland's idea. They all wore dog masks.
Yep.
And then now that we're the underdog, we have no chance. They're big bad Eagles. But in 2017, they played that underdog role.
It's true.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. We're the underdogs. We're gonna dig a hole and we're gonna bury you in it like a bum. David, thank you for the super chat. Here's an X factor for Saturday. How about the referees actually calling penalties on Tibbs? Yeah, good call. They hold them like nobody's business.
Somebody showed, and I'm not reading anything into this, but somebody showed me a stat on Twitter. The head officiate, the head referee for this game, the Eagles are 13-1 when he calls games. So,
to be fair, they're 14-3.
No, I think it's in his career. It's not just for this year specifically.
Is it Jerome Boger? He hates the Giants.
I forgot who it was, but whoever the lead referee is for this game, the Eagles historically are 13-1 when he calls the game.
So they're due to lose.
Yeah.
Just like Minnesota was due to lose a one-possession game.
Yeah.
The law of averages is going to get them. Big move. Thanks so much for the super chat. My purple cow friend, he says, so glad I found you guys this year. Wouldn't have made it without you two. Thank you guys so much. You don't understand how much you helped. Your listeners love you guys. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you. Thank you guys for listening. Without you guys, there is no show. So thank you guys for watching.
We say that all the time. When Chris and I started this back in 2018, it's just funny that we recorded it. And Chris, much thicker accent when I met him. I think I'm wearing off on him. But he said I hope this becomes a weekly thing. And who would have known? 5 years later, here we are finally with a really good football team. And I say this, I've said this for years. This is the favorite thing. My favorite thing that I do on YouTube is this show. I love being able to share this with you, Chris. We deserve it. We do this a lot, but I love being able to share it with the best fan base there is because we have been such a poor team, but you guys and girls have always been here supporting us, even through the darkest of times. And now that dark tunnel has a light at it's right in our face at this point. Like we literally can touch it.
It's that shiny part of the bald head of Brian Dable. That's the
or me, right? Yeah, shine it up real nice.
Brian Dable's bald head is our shining light because he's certainly shined a bright light on this New York Giants franchise and fan base. Yeah. And after last week, I think most Giant fans at this point in time think we got the quarterback. So now you got the coach and you got the quarterback. So at that point, you say to yourself, yeah, I mean, this could turn around real quick. When you got the coach and the quarterback, things fall into place. Absolutely. I mean, that's usually what it is. The coach and quarterback have that connection. You look at the best teams out there, and they all have that, right? So I think that we have that here. Now it's a matter of getting some better pieces around Daniel Jones and improving some areas that we need improvement in. There's no question this is a team that nobody expected to be here. Well, I mean, there's a few people, but the majority of people didn't see the Giants making the playoffs. They certainly didn't see us making the second round of the playoffs. A lot of people were talking about Daniel Jones not being the quarterback, myself included, going into next year, and everything was new, and there's all these questions. And these questions got answered real quick, and I like the answers. So let's see. Play White Phil, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. He says, Jalen Ramsey talking about he doesn't know his future with the Rams. Could you see us trading for pursuing an established corner instead of the draft? It's easier to find a wide receiver than a corner. I mean, it's possible. Ramsey's been traded before, but his salary's got to be ridiculous. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, yeah, he's got to be up there. I doubt it. And he's been a guy that's, you talk about a team that's trying to build a culture. Is Ramsey that guy that you want to bring in here? I mean, he's kind of, I don't see it as being a fit. Maybe they trade for another corner. Plus, he's 30. He's going to be 29 next year, going on 30. $25 million cap hit next year. I don't know how much the Giants would have to account for if they made a trade, but a base salary of 17. So I think that's what they'd be on the hook for. So I doubt it. I don't think we're going to be trading for a corner like that.
No, I would be surprised again because, by the way, Dominic Pacheco, I don't know if that shows up in the StreamYard. So thank you for gifting someone a membership. Bluegrass Picker is now a member of the Dog Pound. Thanks to Dominic. So thank you for that, man. Appreciate you gifting that membership. Inside the Game, thank you for Super Chat. He says, I told you all last week, this is the revenge tour. Let's effing go.
It'd be nice. I'm hoping we get the Cowboys in the next round if we win. I'd rather face them than the 49ers because we've played them twice. So it'd be nice to get it.
And that would really be the revenge. That would be the greatest season ever.
And then Shane and Dable get to beat their old team in the Super Bowl.
That'd be the greatest season of all time. That would be. That would eclipse all four of them that I've seen if they got to Philly, Dallas, and then beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
That'd be insane. Great. What a storybook that would be.
It'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Toasty, this is a drive for 5, baby. Thank you for the super chat, man. I would love to have a miracle at the link. We owe him.
Richie James, punt return for a touchdown to close it out.
Yeah, would that be nice for him or what?
Yeah.
After what happened in Seattle. Or Darius Slayton, catching the game winner after the big drop last week. So I love it. We're a good team, man. We've been a good team. Again, you look at the talent on paper, like, this team sucks. You don't play the game on paper. It's about matchups. It's about adjustments. It's about execution. It's not always about who has the best roster. And I think the Giants are proving that this year. Hey, it helps to have talent. Don't get me wrong. It would help to have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith running routes for Daniel Jones. But
who had more talent in 2007, the Giants or the Cowboys?
Exactly. The Giants or the Patriots.
Giants or the Patriots. Giants or the Packers. It's second time around. Giants or the Packers.
Yep.
So it's not all about talent. It's about coaching. It's about playing at the right time. You're hot. Going into the game, you're building momentum. Let's see what happens.
Yep. Silly Parody, thank you for the super chat, man. We win. Is Kafka as good as gone for head coach somewhere else? Big Blue for the win. It's possible.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? Silly Parody. He's obviously garnering attention. I think he's got 3 interviews on Sunday, the day after the game. He's got 3 interviews. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, coaches. There's lots of coaches that get interviews. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get a job, but we'll see. I think
the Colts requested both him and Wink.
The Colts did, yeah. Wink only has 1 interview, at least as of now.
Yeah.
He has 3, which is, I think it's with the Panthers, the Texans, and the Colts.
Yeah.
Kafka.
All right. You young people are going to have to help me with this one. How you doing? Thank you for Super J. Says, apparently Jones did the gritty after practice day. I'm old. I have no idea.
It's a dance. It's just a dance.
Okay. I have no clue what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's just that they were. I don't know what it is either, but everybody was saying, and then I saw it. He just danced. They were. Like,
I think the last dance that I knew was a dance was the Dougie. Okay, so
it's a dance. He was.
I remember the Macarena for crying out loud. Okay, I've been around.
Yeah, it was like a group of players, and he was in the middle of it.
Okay,
dancing.
All right, thank you. I kind of figured, but
yeah.
I'm old. What the hell?
Oh, it's the dance that Justin Jefferson does when he scores. You know when like Justin Jefferson looks like he's kind of limping a little bit when he.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's the dance.
Well, kind of like the Thriller guys back in the day, the zombies. They did the Thriller. Was it the Thriller dance? Was it one of the...
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Desmond, thank you for the super chat. The Eagles are due for a loss against us. They may beat us 9 out of 10, but this could be the one time we win. It only takes one, Desmond.
Yeah, I don't care. It's one. Somebody on Twitter today said he listened to OCU Menor's podcast, and OCU Menor said to win a Super Bowl, you usually have to have a position group that is much better than your opponent. And he's like, and then he's like, what position group of ours is much better than the Eagles? And I said, we don't have on paper, we don't have a position group that's much better than the Eagles, but it's about one game. For one game, can our pass rush be much better than their offensive line? For one game, can our offensive line be better than their pass rush? That'll be very challenging, but it's about one game. So that's the beauty of the playoffs. Anything can happen. I've seen crazy things happen. Nobody thought Cincinnati was going to beat the Chiefs last year. Nope. Nobody.
Yeah, Cincinnati won 4 games the year before, made the Super Bowl. Well, lo and behold, we won 4 games last year. Who knows? That's why they play the game.
I bring it up all the time. The Jets beat the Patriots in Foxborough with Mark Sanchez as their rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I've seen crazy upsets in the playoffs. It does happen.
It does. We, especially as Giants fans, we've seen it a lot in our day. So it is. It just takes one game. That is the beauty of the playoffs. There's no leeway, and we have no pressure. They have all the pressure.
Yeah,
they have all the pressure. They can't lose. They can't possibly lose a primetime game to the Giants in the postseason at home. No. There's no way.
No, we shouldn't even show up.
Right, according to them, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Big Daddy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, my man. He says this season was so much better with you guys. We appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, Big Daddy, man. He's been with us now for a few years, always in the streams. And we appreciate you, Big Daddy. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Absolutely, my friend. Dominic, thank you for the super chat.
Yep.
Have you guys met in person? Yes. In
Giants.
We're going to do that again next year because I haven't been to a game in a while. But yes, 2019, we met up the night before, had some dinner together, hung out. I'm pretty sure live streams are still on my channel. I know the one from the parking lot is in there when we were tailgating.
Giants Jets game.
Yeah.
Giants, unfortunately. Jones had a great game. He threw 4 touchdowns.
He did. There's a short on my page about Jones throwing the 4 touchdowns and me saying that if we ever get him on offensive line and a real head coach, he's going to be dangerous. And then I forgot that I said that, and I let Joe Judge cloud my judgment and thought Daniel Jones was no good. When it was Joe Judge, it was no good. So, but yes, we did, and I do plan on getting to a game next year because I haven't been there in a couple of years. Every time I wanted to go, something stupid has happened, and I couldn't make it. David, thank you for the super chat, man. If we lose Saturday, do the players run laps? No.
What do you think? Joe Judge is still the coach?
Joe Judge is going to run laps if they lose.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. Big Moo, thank you for the super chat, man. Never would have thought it, but it's 120 minutes away. I think he meant.
We got to win the first 60 minutes first.
That's right.
You got to win the first 60 minutes before you worry about the second 60 minutes. So
that's right.
I ain't even thinking about 120 minutes right now. I'm thinking about 60 minutes. We got to win these 60 minutes to get to the next 60 minutes.
That's right. Yep, 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time.
Right.
One drive at a time. One
play at a time. One play at a time, man. SB, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. He says, do you guys consider this year a success, win or lose? And Baddog, I'm getting a crazy LT autograph card in a couple of days. Nice. Lawrence Taylor.
Of course, SB. This season is a success winner. Obviously, we're not going to feel it in the moment. It's a big playoff game. We're against the Eagles. How in the world would anybody with a brain could view this season as a failure if we lose to the number 1 seed in the NFC in the second round of the playoffs? When the New York Giants, by most people's standards, had no business making the playoffs to begin with in a rebuild year. This season is a huge success. Beyond my wildest expectations. It surpassed it already, no matter what happens. They could lose by 50 points. I'm going to be really upset on Saturday. But when I get to look back at the season, I'm going to say this season was a massive success, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Didn't think the Giants would be in the playoffs. I thought they'd improve this year. I didn't think they would be here.
Yeah.
And I never thought I would have been saying to my, at this juncture, January 19th, that I feel like we're going to beat Philadelphia and we're going to go to the NFC Championship game. This team has made me a believer in the way they do things and the way they execute. And the biggest thing to me is the step that our quarterback took, as far as becoming a real leader, the maturity, the pocket presence, all the stuff I didn't think that he could do. He took such a major step up and performed really well under this coach who didn't come in and pick up his 5th-year option, made things very tough on him to test his mental toughness. And Daniel Jones passed in flying colors. And I think at the end, it benefited Daniel Jones a lot. And so I think that even enhances the success. Knowing going forward, Daniel Jones brought this team this far so far. I mean, we could go farther, and I think we will. But to think that, listen, these guys got 11 draft picks next year. They got $55 million in cap space. It's
listen,
success this year.
We're coming out of this year, SB, and we'll see what they do in the offseason. But Jones is coming back. It's just a matter of what the contract's going to be. We're coming out of this year confident that we have a really good head coach. This is not a fake confidence like Joe Judge. This is a legitimate, realistic, fair, extreme confidence. He's going to win Coach of the Year in his first year, what he was able to do with this team. We're confident that we have a general manager who is really smart. I mean, you look at some of the moves this guy's made with the limited cap space that he had. Isaiah Hodgins looks like he's a number 2 wide receiver. We got him off the scrap heap. Yeah. Like the guy, I mean, my God. And there's several other small moves that he's made this year that has helped this football team. And he has a clear plan. So I'm I'm really confident in the GM. I'm really confident in the head coach, and I'm really confident in the quarterback. The three most important parts of a football team: your head coach, your general manager, your quarterback. And I think, no matter what happens, this was an extreme success. We won a playoff game. Guys like Dexter Lawrence, they're going into the year. I didn't think Dexter Lawrence was going to be an all-pro.
Yeah, me neither.
Andrew Thomas became an all-pro or a near all-pro type player. Saquon Barkley proved that he could get back to his old form. Like, there's a ton of Love took a huge jump this year as a football player. So Kayvon Thibodeau progressed as the year went along. So there are so many really positives to take out of this season. If he stays on, Kafka, I mean, he looks like a brilliant play caller. So no matter what, this has been a massive success this year.
Absolutely. Revolutionary Edit, thank you for the super chat, brother. He says the ref for this game is the same one from week 14. That's all right. This ain't the same team from week 14.
It's not even close to the same team since in week 14. It's not even close.
Micro Freak, one of the big Eagle fans, says you guys are the worst franchise of all time. I mean, I know you're trolling, but that's just ridiculous. Number one, you have one Super Bowl, you have four. So how can we possibly be worse than you? Number two, the greatest coaches in the history of football have come from this organization. Okay, Lombardi came from the Giants. Landry came from the Giants. Belichick came from the Giants. Parcells. List goes on and on. Coughlin, right? Lawrence Taylor, the greatest player in the history of football, was a Giant. So how we're the worst franchise of all time. Now, if you want to say we're the worst team in the playoffs, that would have made a little bit more sense. And he says this game means nothing. Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's how you know he's trolling. I mean,
this game means everything.
Yeah, especially for them.
Right, to you. Means everything to us.
Yeah, well,
it does. It does, but you know what I'm saying. We're supposed to lose.
And I saw somebody in the chat say everybody you just said was Gettleman. And here's what I'm going to say, Baddog. I guess some of the players that I was saying. And he's right. Listen, it's impossible for the players for me to say on this year's team that have been successful are not Gettleman's guys. Because at the end of the day, Baddog, we had no cap space. And really the only outside of Hodgins, who was a huge pickup, and he's made some other nice pickups along the way, and some of his draft picks have certainly helped, right? You think back to last game, the two key defensive players to close out that game both came from the rookies that he drafted, Dane Belton and Cordell Flott on that last drive. But yeah, I mean, it's impossible for this. If this team was going to be successful this year, the majority of the players were going to be Gettleman guys at the end of the day. And you know what? This week on Twitter, I gave Gettleman credit, and I was surprised at how many likes it got. I think it got like 3,000 likes. I thought I was going to get killed, but I think a lot of Giants fans were like, yeah, he does deserve a little bit of credit, and he does.
He does.
You know the way I look at this, and I was talking to somebody, in the end, if this works out, which it looks like it's going to, Gettleman served a purpose. He was not a good GM. He failed poorly, horribly as a general manager. Didn't know how to build a team properly. Didn't hit on the head coach. Was bad in free agency.
Terrible with the cap.
Dealing with the cap. But he did draft well when you look back at it. 2020 was a really good draft. He hit on Andrew Thomas, a franchise left tackle. Azeez Ojulari looks like he could be a good player. Xavier McKinney looks like he could be a good player. Obviously, Andrew Thomas is a great player. Daniel Jones looks like he'd be a good player. Saquon Barkley, Julian Love, he's hit on some core pieces. And the way I look at it when I was talking to the guy, I'm like, Dave Gettleman is going to be our Alex Smith, and Joe Shane's going to be our Pat Mahomes.
That's right.
Dave Gettleman was the guy that got us along during the rough times, and he didn't make it much better, but he got us some pieces to set Joe Shane up to knock it out of the ballpark. Now we got our Pat Mahomes. Now we got a better GM, a smarter guy that's going to take some of the good moves that Gettleman took. He's going to integrate it into his plan, and he's going to get this team back to being a perennial contender.
You could also look at it like, I know we were a better team under this guy than Gettleman, but Ernie Accorsi. Ernie Accorsi set that team up for success. Jerry Reese took over in 2007, but that was Ernie Accorsi's team.
Yeah.
So Ernie Accorsi, I think he retired. He wasn't fired. I just think he left the organization, but he set that team up for success. Gettleman did. Gettleman did hit on some draft picks. But yeah, the coaching was terrible.
He was a good scout, a horrible GM.
Right. Yes, exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Will J, thank you for the super chat. He says, if we beat the Eagles this Saturday, Super Bowl is definitely going to be on the table. How wild would that be? Bills Giants would be something. Allen against DJ. I'll sign up for that.
I'd sign up for that. Sign me up.
I already saw Bills Giants once. It was a great Super Bowl, Bills Giants 25. It's my favorite Giants team of all time. If this team ever freaking won the Super Bowl, this would be my favorite team of all time. There's no question.
I said it, and that was another thing I said on Twitter that got like 2,500 likes, and a lot of people agreed with me, and that's exactly what I said. I said I ranked my teams in order. My favorite Giants team since I've been watching the team. 2007 is number one for me because that was my first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And obviously the way in which they did it. 2011 was second for me. 2000 was third for me, which was really the first team I really fell in love with as an individual team. And this year is my fourth currently, ahead of 2008. 2008's five for me because of the way that it ended when Plaxico Burress shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
That was the best team I've ever seen, but it's not my favorite. It's my fifth favorite. This team currently is my fourth, and there is no way from a singular moment this could ever eclipse the Super Bowl of 2007 or even this playoff run. I don't think could eclipse the playoff run from 2007, but the team I think will if they ever did it, which is, I mean, we're so far away from that, far away from that. But if they ever did it, when you factor in how poorly they were looked at going into this year, the miracle that they even made the playoffs, to then go and do that, and the 10 years of obscurity that we've gone through since our last Super Bowl, and all the mismanagement. And I think this would be, if they finish this off, which is a tall order, it would go down as my favorite individual season as a New York Giants fan.
Yeah, and it would be one of the most miraculous seasons in the history of the NFL.
Yeah. It might. Listen, there's only been one team in the history of the NFL that's won a Super Bowl with less than 10 wins, and that was the 2011 Giants.
Yeah, that's us. That is us. Justin, thank you for the super chat. What up, guys? When are you going to have Sam Prince on your next live stream? I would like to hear his thoughts on the game this Saturday. I don't know. I've never talked to Sam Prince, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do know Chris and I are going to be live with Joey Shakes and Philly 500 tomorrow night. So you want to tune in for that because it means we'll have to school a couple more Eagle fans.
And then I'm going to be live Saturday during the day. I saw Nikki's in there. I already asked him to come on, and I'm going to have a few other people on. And then obviously we'll be streaming the game at night. So still going to see us for a lot. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
And then you're going to see us all next week when we talk about the NFC Championship game. Andy, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Evening, and gents. Excited for Saturday. We need KT5 to go hunting. Love you guys. Thank you, Randy.
Love you too, man. Thank you for being here.
Let Kayvon Thibodeau do his thing.
Listen, I would love Kayvon Thibodeau to absolutely explode in this game. I don't know if this is the type of game where he's going to explode, and I hope he does. But we talked about this earlier. I think it's a game where there's going to be opportunities where he could go after the quarterback, but you have to be smart, because if Hurts breaks containment and he's too aggressive, it's off to the races. So he's got to do a good job at sealing that edge and keeping him confined from within the pocket. So we'll see. I think the pressure is going to come from the interior if we get it. That's where I think we need to get the pressure from in this game, forcing him to the outside, and maybe Kayvon cleans up a bit. But for the most part, I think his primary job in this game is to make it so he has to stay from within the pocket. Don't allow him to extend plays.
Keep
and
contained.
Let the wide receivers get down.
What has to be. Yep.
Yeah.
And don't allow him to escape the pocket.
Yeah.
I agree. You might not want to crash down on him really hard and let him get past you, but you might just want to contain that edge so that he can't get out there and he is forced to throw from the pocket. So his role may be different, but of course it'd be nice if he got a couple of hits on his ass.
Knock his ass out. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Sports Bias, thank you for the super chat, man. He says, I reckon we win this. I do too. We make this Super Bowl. Yes. Why not? Why not? Too much momentum. We are playing really well.
We got a shot, man. I've definitely bought into it. I think we have a shot. And that's all you could ask for right now if you're a Giants fan.
That's correct. We're one of the final 8, man.
Got a shot.
There's a lot of teams
in our spot right now. Here's what I'm going to say. Can we go on a 2-game winning streak? I don't care who we're going. I don't care who we're playing. Like, if I would have asked you going into the double dip between the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens, and we were traveling back from London, if we had any shot to win those 2 games, you would have probably said it was less of a % chance that we can win the next 2 games.
Right.
So there's a chance. It can happen. It can absolutely happen. And we're playing our best football right now.
Yep, I agree. Samuel, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. In a last-minute decision, I'm actually going to go to the game this Saturday. Only downside, I'm going to miss your live stream. I have to enjoy the game, man. Hopefully, I'll see the celebratory live stream after. You hashtag why not us. That's right. Why not us?
Let's go.
Why not us?
Have a good time at the game.
I did. Why not us? Why not?
Why not us? Let's go.
But enjoy the game, Samuel. It's going to be one hell of a war. I know that. Daniel Jonesburn, thank you for super chat. He says, if we beat the Eagles, that would be my Super Bowl.
Nope. My Super Bowl is winning the Super Bowl. We're too close at this point. If it was a game at the end of the year where we could knock the Eagles out and we didn't have much to play for that year, I'd say, yeah. Nope. If we beat the Eagles, I'm going to want to go to the Super Bowl.
So am I.
We're going to be one win from the Super Bowl. So, no, that's not my Super Bowl. I'm going to be just as jacked up for the next game. Yeah. At that point, I don't care. You don't know when is the next time you're going to get that opportunity to be in that spot. You could have the most talented team in the league. Football's a game of injuries. So when you get there, you got to make the most of your opportunities. Absolutely. And we do, historically. We're 5-0 in championship games.
I will say this, though. It will feel like we won the Super Bowl. If we
It'll feel incredible.
It'll be an incredible feeling when we knock them out.
It'd be incredible.
Demir, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. My two favorite YouTubers. I'm going to spread your name throughout Hawaii. Well, thank you.
We appreciate that, Demir, man.
Love some more viewers in Hawaii. If you could somehow send some of that Hawaiian warmth up here to New York, that'd be even better. But we really appreciate it. Thank you. And aloha. Thank you for watching from Hawaii.
Appreciate it, Demir.
Gorgeous down there. Nate, thank you for the super chat. He says, bye-bye, birdie, Saturday night. It's our time. Let's effing go.
Let's go, Nate. Let's go.
Ready.
I love these Eagle fans who come in here. This guy, Knock It Off, says, Hurts better than Danny Fumbles. People, that's how you know these people don't watch.
They don't watch.
The Danny Fumbles nickname is the dumbest nickname of all time because the guy never fumbles.
Right.
Yeah.
He hasn't watched football since 2019.
I don't even know Jalen Hurts' stats. He's played less games than Daniel Jones this year. I would bet he's fumbled more than Daniel Jones.
Probably. They're just so unoriginal. They have no originality. Yeah. And it is what it is. They just repeat shit that they hear. They can't come up with a creative or original idea in their head. So, Danny Fumbles, that's a good one. I remember that from 2019. Okay. It's 2023, man. It's 2023. Yeah. You know, move on. He's going to beat your ass on Saturday. And my Giants, thank you for the super chat. He says, if we win and Dallas wins, I might pick us in Super Bowl 57.
Let's win this game first.
Yeah.
I ain't even thinking about the Dallas game. You got to beat the Eagles, then we'll worry about the Dallas game.
Right. Or whoever it is.
Yeah.
Jatan, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says, the Tolman buddies, if we win and beat the Eagles, we'll see a grown man cry with happiness. I just hate the Eagles so much. Yes, I'm right there with you.
They're my least favorite sports franchise in all three sports that I watch. So
can't stand them. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. Love you guys. Let's get this win. Let's get it, Josh.
Let's go.
Got
a good picture there. LT.
Benjamin says, I love the hotel stream. Oh, the one from back in 2019. Maybe more than giving KP a ton of crap. That was fun. You were there. Kid Blue was in the house. Video maker Bones was there. That was fun. That was a good time. Oh, it was great. Meet the Mets did the tailgate. Meet the Mets did an awesome tailgate. That was amazing. Met Detonator, the booty man down there. OGR, we met OGR down there. So, yeah, man, that was a good time. Dire Giants fan? I don't know if you mentioned. Yes, Dire Giants fan, of course. Yeah. It just sucks that he got caught in traffic because I got to tailgate. Got to hang out with Dire Giants fan. I got to have a few cold with that guy. He's the man. Yeah. Kassad Lawson, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. He says house money. So, I mean, I don't like to label it house money because I want to win. We're in this spot now, and I want to win. But yes, I mean, from a pressure standpoint, I think I loved what I saw from the Giants today in the highlights today. When you saw them, they just seemed loose. They seemed confident because I think they're going in playing free. They're saying we're not supposed to be here. Yep. People are doubting us. We're confident. We've played this team twice. We believe in our coaching staff, and we think we go toe-to-toe with this team. And if you're a player on the Giants, why wouldn't you be confident? You just saw your third stringers go up against their starters and take them to the brink. Right. And you've seen your coaching staff now. You've seen this offense progress the last 4 or 5 weeks, regardless of what Eagles fans may say the reason for that was. And I get their reasoning. The vanilla playbook. They didn't want Hurts to get hurt.
doesn't matter. The confidence is going to be oozing from this New York Giants football team going into this game, and it looks like it is based on the practices and everything else. So I think you're definitely getting a confident team. I think you're definitely going to get a well-prepared team because I believe in our head coach. So,
and that's very important in the postseason. Coaching is an extremely overlooked aspect of how important it is winning a playoff game. And just remember, Davis Webb absolutely trucked who was it? Was it Gardner Johnson? I forgot who it was. He absolutely trucked him into the end zone. Davis Webb was tearing up your D. So just imagine what Daniel Jones can do with his legs.
Let's go.
Jack, thank you for the super chat. He says, my dad is a big Giants fan. Go beat Philadelphia. Let's do it, Jack.
Let's go, Jack.
Let's go. SP, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. It wasn't a rebuild year at all because we didn't do much to improve. It was an elevation year to see if we have our quarterback and running back. We got both, baby.
Well, I think we went into the year when I said that we expected it to be a rebuilding year. I still view it as a rebuilding year, but we're just ahead of schedule,
right?
But we're still integrating a lot of young players, drafted players, and next year we're going to improve the roster even more. But yeah, we ended up being able to do both at the same time, something that Dave Gettleman said he tried to do. The ironic thing is they didn't build for the here and now. They didn't sign any free agents. They were building for the future, and they still were able to improve the here and now because of the coaching.
Yeah,
the coaching is what turned this team around.
I can tell you what they did rebuild. That's the culture.
The culture.
They rebuilt the culture of this organization. That's what got rebuilt this year.
Yep.
And like I said, the future is very bright for us. There's no question. Rob from downtown, thank you for the super chat. Over under on fights at the stadium. I couldn't even tell you. There's going to be a lot.
Oh, there'll be plenty. It's
Saturday night. Everybody's going to be drinking all day. It's Philadelphia. It's New York. Yeah. There's lot.
There's going to be plenty. Just make sure it's not you if you're going to the game, but there's going to be plenty.
The biggest fight, the one on the field.
That's the only fight that matters.
That's the one. That's the main event. Ernie 8-Bit, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Again, 8-Bit, best console ever. McAfee on DJ, he's got a lot of Andrew Luck in him.
I said this. I don't know if I said it to you or somebody else that I did a podcast with. I know I said it to Authentic. I don't know if he's in the chat because I was having a conversation with him on Twitter. And I'm not saying he's exactly Andrew Luck. He's not. Andrew Luck was immensely talented. Like one of the most talented quarterbacks like ever. Like, remember what he did with that Colts team with like no line? He came right in. But I was looking at Andrew Luck highlights the other day, like a week ago, and I said those exact words because I was watching Trevor Lawrence, and I'm like, it reminded me of Andrew Luck because first overall pick, the high, So I'm like, let me go back and watch some Andrew Luck highlights. So I was watching the Andrew Luck highlights, and I was watching his mechanics, the way he held the ball, the way that he dropped back, the way that he scanned the field. I'm like, that looks just like Daniel Jones.
Yep.
And it's fun. I didn't even know that Pat McAfee said that today. I can even pull up the conversation. I said that as I'm watching. I'm like, that looks just like Daniel Jones. So from that aspect, I see it. His mechanics and the way that he scans the field is similar to Andrew Luck.
Well, that one throw he made on the sideline to Hodges was stupid.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
Was an actual BB throwing across his body. It was insane in a tight window. It was an incredible throw.
Yeah.
Tommy, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, I hope Dallas beats San Francisco, so we'll be the first team to be 0-5 or worse. First teams played in the regular season on the way to the Super Bowl revenge tour. That really would be a revenge tour. But I got to be honest, Tommy, I just want to beat Philly, and then
I am worried about that right now.
We'll let the chips fall where they may. But yes, it would be double sweet to beat Philadelphia and Dallas on the way to the bowl. There is no question about it. That would be a dream come true, an absolute dream scenario for Giants fans.
I'm just going to
knock out two teams.
I'm just going to, because it's so ironic that I saw that. I'm going to find it real quick because I said this like a week ago. It's just funny that I read that about Andrew Luck, but I saw the same exact thing that apparently McAfee saw. But go back and watch Andrew Luck's highlights, and you'll see it too. He does look like him in terms of his mechanics.
Bobby, thank you for the super chat, brother. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Always good to see my buddy from Boston. He says, Daboll brought back Giants pride. Chase that chip. We're going to do our damnedest, Bobby. We're going to do our best, man. Do our best.
Let's go.
Eric Novello, thank you for the super chat. Landon Collins was a good signing. Giants pride. Leadership aspect, definitely. He's been through it. So he definitely was a good veteran. He knows the city, he knows the culture, he knows the organization. So it was a good pickup. It definitely was. Definitely for veteran leadership. And Collins made that Collins made that big play, that pick six. I lost my mind when he picked that off.
Here you go, Baddog. Pull this up real quick. I'm
Awesome.
going to share this with you real quick. It's just funny. It's just ironic that that's what he brought up, and I had this exact conversation with Authentic in a private message on Twitter the other day. So, like I said, I pulled up the highlights, and I show Authentic the highlights, right? And I say to him, I was watching Andrew Luck's highlights because Lawrence made me think of him. Tell me his mechanics, the way he moves doesn't look just like Jones.
Yeah.
And then he watched it. He said, for sure. I said, are you there? I wanted to show you that. Cool vid. Made me, it made me think of the comparison. So I agree from that standpoint with McAfee. So, I'm not bullshitting you. I said that 2 weeks ago. So
that was January 7th. The date's right on it.
January 7th. So there you go. That was a week and a half ago. So I agree with McAfee's evaluation of him. That's what I saw too when I watched the highlights.
Yeah. Barry N, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says the G-Men a perfect 6-0 in the playoffs for his number one seeds since 1990.
Let's go.
Make it 7-0, baby.
Let's keep it going, Barry. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. When we do that, we win the Super Bowl. That's the whole thing. College guy, thank you for the super chat. He says, G-Men are peaking at the right time, boys. Let's go.
We're hot.
Best time to be peaking right now.
We're hot. We're hot at the right time.
There's no question. And like I said, as Giants fans, we've seen this story before. We know how it ends. It ends good. Sports Bias, thank you. He says, I meant if we win this, make the bowl. I know what you didn't have to super chat again. I knew what you meant, man.
I think if the Giants win this game, the fan base is going to be all in. Whether or not they should be is another discussion. But if they were ever to beat the Eagles, I think the fan base would be completely convinced that we're winning the Super Bowl just because of our history.
Of course.
Like if we beat the Eagles and get to the NFC Championship game, all the momentum.
Yeah, why wouldn't you believe it that point?
You start saying to yourself, why can't we beat the Cowboys or the 49ers?
Right, exactly. Exactly. We won in a place. We just beat the number one seed in a place we hadn't won in 9 years. Yeah. Why can't we beat Dallas or San Francisco?
I think there's still definitely a large portion of the fan base that is still like, this is a fun ride, but this is it. This is where it ends. But if they were to beat the Eagles, how do you not buy in at that point?
Yep. College guy, thank you for the super chat. Looking back, should we have traded for a wide receiver? No way.
We got Isaiah Hodgins.
Yep.
Baddog, Isaiah Hodgins, we got for free, by the way.
Yep.
And I think he's a legitimate. Like I've been trying to downplay what he is for a while because I don't want to set expectations way too high. So for about as frequently as about 2 weeks ago, I said he could be a really good wide receiver 4. He's definitely above that now. He's at least a 3, and I think could be a 2. If you got a legitimate 1, he might be a pretty good 2. And we got Hodgins for nothing. The guy's got 454 yards. Think about this. Before we got him, and granted, he played in Buffalo, so at least he's somewhat familiar with the type of offense that they're running, but he had never played with Daniel Jones. He had never played in this exact offense with this play caller, Mike Kafka. He's only been here for 9 games, and he got 454 yards and 5 touchdowns.
It's way more than Chase Claypool.
And Chase Claypool, you would have to give up high draft.
Second-round pick, right. High second-round pick. First freaking pick of the second round.
That would have been a disaster.
Yeah. That's what the Bears gave up for him.
Yeah.
First pick in the second round.
Yeah.
So pretty much a late first rounder. This is what that equates to. Swinging Snakes, long time no see. What's going on, man? Do you think Hurts' shoulder is 100% fine and dandy? They say it is. I don't believe it is.
I'm going to assume it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, but I'm going to go into the game assuming that it is.
Yeah.
But like we said earlier, you got to test it.
Yeah.
You got to go after him.
Like I said, if he's 100%, let's knock him down to 80% after the first drive.
Yeah, go after him, hit him, blitz him. You got to test him early on.
Yep. Big Moo, thank you for super chat. Thank God I could turn my volume off and my TV and listen to you guys. Well, we appreciate it. I'm glad that you can do that too. I'm glad you can listen to us call a Giants playoff game.
Dude, incredible.
That is awesome. Kobe, thank you for super chat. Danny Dimes or Vanilla Vic, pick one. I would just go with Dimes because it was the first thing that I heard. So, or whatever.
Yeah, Danny Dollars. I'll go with what
Patricia
Trainer says. Danny Dollars because he's going to get a lot of them. So I'll go with Danny Dollars.
Danny Ducats.
But if I had to pick one, I guess I go with Danny Dimes.
Yeah. I like Danny Super Bowl champion.
That's a lot better.
Danny Lombardi. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. Thomas, thank you for super chat, brother. He says, I enjoyed your show with Patricia. She's the best. She's awesome. Really nice.
Yeah, she's great.
Also, the Cowgirls will not know what hit them on Sunday. Talking about the Niners. It's going to be a tough game for Dallas.
Yeah, I think the Niners are going to win that game. I wouldn't be shocked if the Cowboys do, but I think the Niners will win that game, probably by at least a touchdown. I'd be surprised if they don't.
Yeah, I do too. That's how the Eagle fans are like, we're not Minnesota. No, you're not Minnesota, but Minnesota was 13-4. Tampa Bay was less than 500.
Yeah.
San Francisco is a major step up.
I just like, and I know Purdy's still an unknown, even though he looked really good in that first game, because Dallas has a good defense. They got a good pass rush. But I look at that Dallas secondary, and I look at Diggs, and we all know Diggs is a guy that takes a lot of risks. You're going to take risks against Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. You're going to be in for a world of hurt.
Don't forget about Christian McCaffrey can go out there and catch
Christian McCaffrey, Kittle.
It's insane, the talent San Francisco.
Yeah, so, like, I just don't like that matchup for Dallas. I think the 49ers are going to win.
I don't think Dak is scoring 4 touchdowns against that team.
No.
Mary, thank you for the super chat. She says, from a Cowboys fan, respect y'all. I actually hope y'all win. I really like how the analysts don't give the Giants and Cowboys a chance. God bless y'all. Well, thank you, Mary. Appreciate that.
I give you a chance, Mary. I don't think you're going to win, but I give you a chance because your pass rush you always have a chance because you have a really strong pass rush.
And you're here. And just like us against the Eagles,
yeah,
any given Sunday, you get to Brock Purdy, he's a rookie. You can force him to make mistakes. You got a chance. But you guys, you're going to have to play the way we do. You're not going to be able to make mistakes. Like Dak can't throw interceptions in that game. It'll be hard to overcome, beating San Francisco if he's turning the ball over. So you guys are going to have to play a perfect game. Because
I will say, though, Baddog, Purdy got into his own, but his first 3 drives in that game, he looked
nervous.
Yeah.
He looked nervous.
So if you get some pressure on him,
shake him up a little bit.
I wouldn't be surprised if he turns it over a couple times. Yep. So that's why I do give Dallas a chance in that game, even though I think the 49ers, I've thought it before. That's how you know I do hate your Cowboys, but that's how you know I'm not biased. I picked the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl before the year started. Yep. So I just think they're the better team. I think they're the best team in the NFC, but that doesn't mean you can't beat him. You got a rookie quarterback in there. If you could get pressure on him, knock him on his ass, he's not going to be allergic to making mistakes.
That's right. By the way, we got over 1,000 people in here on a playoff edition of Talking Giants. So Chris and the Baddog, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It helps out huge. Hit the subscribe if you're new. Why not? Most importantly, make sure you go into the description. The first link there is the Entertainment Talking Sports. If you're not subscribed to him, I don't know where you've been. But subscribe because Saturday night, we're going to be on his channel, live streaming the game, calling it, reacting to it. You're not going to want to miss that. Just tell everybody you know, come in there, watch these two guys, especially when it's against Philadelphia. That just makes it 1,000 times more amped up. So you're not going to want to miss that. So
looking forward to it. It's
going to be fun. Rhonda, thank you so much, my lady. I appreciate it. She says, hubby's a Giants fan. House divided. DC for life. Love you. Rhonda, we got no problem with Washington. We don't like that. Well, I don't. I can't speak for Chris. I don't like Washington. I don't hate Washington. Cowboys and Eagles, I hate them in the past.
Oh, is DC Washington or is that Dallas Cowboys for life?
Oh, maybe it is Dallas. Actually, I don't know. See, DC, I'm thinking Washington. But it could be Dallas Cowboys.
I'm thinking it's Dallas Cowboys. I could be wrong.
Well, that, Rhonda, if it is Dallas Cowboys.
We hate you. Not you, but we hate your team.
But that would be a hell of an NFC champion. So how does that work? How does that work?
What do you mean, how does that work?
That'd be rough. Giants, Cowboys, and for the right to go to the Super Bowl with husband and wife, house divided?
Oh, he's got to get a hotel.
Yeah, I would think so.
Or go to the bar. They can't watch the game together.
That's right. If the
and
Giants,
he's probably going to want to get a hotel.
I was going to say, if the Giants sort of win that, he might as well just disappear for a couple of days.
Yeah, because if they win, he's not going to want to come home because she's going to be furious. And if they lose, he's not going to want to come home because she's going to be rubbing it in his face.
Well, yeah, but I was going to say, if mom ain't happy, nobody's happy. You're mad if the Giants lost, but your wife's happy, you're okay. If wifey's mad, you might as well just get away for a couple of days until she gets home. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. But it would be worth it for your wife to be pissed off if your team knocked out Dallas to go to the Super Bowl. So that'd be a hell of a game. And it is that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And it is the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. She cleared it up in the chat.
Okay. All right. Spud, thank you for the super chases. Jones, 6 fumbles, 3 lost. Hurts, 9 fumbles, 2 lost. Haha.
And Hurts played less games, too.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Hurts fumbled a lot his rookie year, too. I remember he did fumble a lot his rookie year. Johnny, they have a super chat. No excuse if the Giants lose. Just saying go Eagles. You're not going to get excuses from us.
You're the better team. You're supposed to beat us.
We don't make excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an excuse. Like,
you win, you win.
If you win, I'm going to be like, well, you were supposed to win. Right. Like, you're a much better team. We were talking about it on Patricia Trainer's channel tonight.
Yeah.
The quarterback is whatever. That's a debate you could have on your own because there's variables that go into that, the surrounding parts around the quarterback. Correct. But when you look at what you guys have, we'll take the quarterback out of the discussion. Offensive line, you're better. Defensive line, you're better. Cornerback, you're much better. Wide receiver, you are. I don't even have the word for it. Better. Tight end, you're better. The only place that we're better is maybe safety. The running back, but the running game is like a wash because Hurts and it's like a wash. So you're supposed to beat us.
Coaching, I think we have the edge.
The coaching, we have the edge. But we're hot.
You're not. So if you lose, no excuses.
Yeah.
When you lose, no excuses.
Yeah.
Kaylin, thank you for super chat. Appreciate it. Let's effing go, Phantom aside. Got any gut feelings about the game? Yes, we win.
I think I'm picking us.
We win.
I'm picking us because I think the momentum and I think we have the better coach and we've played the Eagles twice this year. I think that there's something to that.
We're going to do a lot of running. Whether the combination of Jones and Bart, we're going to do a lot of running in this game.
I agree. I think we're going to change it.
Feeling we're going to run a lot in this one.
Yeah.
Brendan, thank you for the super chat. He appreciate it. He says, ready for battle. Eagles man in the house. So are we, Brennan. We are ready, man.
Oh, we're pumped.
We are ready to go. We are ready to go. It is amazing. This is we played in 81, 2000, 2006, 2008. So this is the fifth time the Eagles and Giants have met in the postseason. Now I know they met in the 1960 championship game. So I mean, I'm not going back that far. I think they might have. I don't think they met any other time. I think it was just 60? I think it was 1960. I could be wrong about that. Maybe they beat the Packers. One of those years they beat the Packers. I don't remember. But it is weird that this, at least in the Super Bowl era, this will be the fifth time we met the Eagles in the postseason. We've only met Dallas once, and that was 2007.
Interesting.
We've only played Dallas once.
Because Dallas wasn't really good when we were really good. In the mid to late 80s, and then they got good as we started to tail off in 93, 94, 95. So we started to tail off after that. Yeah. So that's why, yeah.
Jatan, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. He says, y'all see the no-look throw by DJ? If it was Mahomes, it'd be in the top 10 plays.
Yeah, people were debating that on Twitter, whether it was a no-look pass or whether it wasn't.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did see it, and was it Tynes that said it was not a no-look pass? I forgot who it was.
People had like freeze frames of it, and it does look like it was a no-look pass, but it could be the camera angle. I don't really care.
Could have been his peripheral vision. It was a completion.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was a completion. It was a good throw, but if it was a no-look pass, yeah, it was insane. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't need my quarterback to make no-look passes. He did, regardless of whether it was a no-look pass or not, he did a great job in terms of looking off the defender. Because he had his neck pointed towards the left where the wide receiver was coming across on the crosser. So even if it wasn't a no-look pass, it was still a really good job.
I like the Statue of Liberty one the best myself.
That was great. I love that was great.
Mike, thank you for doubling up on a $1 donation, brother. I really appreciate it. A couple of $1 booms if Chris Vushko was in here because his wife loves that.
What's going on, Mike?
Man Deep, thank you for the super chat, man. He says, living in Dallas, every Cowgirls fan wants us to kick the Eagles' ass. They want us to win that game. Can't wait for Saturday Eve. I'm sure the Cowboys fans are pulling for the Giants.
Well, because they think, why they pull, like they're
think it'll be easier to beat us.
Yeah, that's why they're like every Cowboys fan's trying to come in here and be like, yeah, we like you guys better than the Eagles. No, you just think we're easier than the Eagles.
To be fair. I also think the last few years, because we haven't been any good, the Giants and Cowboys rivalries died down a little bit. The Eagles and Cowboys, though, that rivalry's ratcheted up because they've been the two best teams in this division for years.
Fair.
So I do think there might be something to that where Cowboys fans can't stand the Eagles because they've been the ones battling it out.
Right.
We're about to stick our 2 cents in there, though.
That'd be great.
We're sticking our 2 cents in there right now.
Let's go.
Manny, thank you for super chat. Appreciate it. McKinney is a beast. He's our defensive leader, even though Dex might be better right now. I love McKinney. That's my guy.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited. Well, I don't know if he would have got it because he's got the club, but he was definitely in line to get an interception last week, and they didn't call the offensive pass interference on Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson tackled him pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm glad McKinney's back. He definitely makes a difference.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Tommy, thank you for super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says Daboll speaks highly on Shepard. Does he return?
It'll be a vet minimum if he does. It's gonna be like a Darius Slayton type contract. I don't know. Whatever the minimum is to pay him, that's the only way he's back with the Giants, if he is at all.
Because we're gonna have to pay Jones and Barkley. You're gonna have to rework Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Andrew Thomas. So,
but if I had to guess, I think he will be back. But I think he's gonna be back on a next to nothing salary, and I would not expect him to have much of a role in the offense next year.
Yeah. Because I don't think many teams are going to be out there pursuing Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
So, Sports Bias, thank you for the super chat, man. He says Danny Dollars because he performs for 4 quarters.
I like it.
Very nice. Very nice, especially in the fourth quarter. Especially in the fourth quarter, he seems to step it up. Makes that fourth quarter count. Hey, you thank you for the super chat. Hurts is not Cousins. Upcoming L boys, DJ is mid.
I hope gives me a headache, man. He's a self-proclaimed Giants fan that constantly roots against the Giants.
This is one of them people
because he doesn't like Daniel Jones. He's been rooting for them to tank all year, and now we're literally 2 wins away from a Super Bowl, and he's donating to talk about how Hurts is going to beat Daniel Jones.
We know he'd rather the Giants lose than him have to admit he was wrong. That happens with some people. They're too insecure to just say, "Hey, I was wrong."
Yeah,
that is what it is. Some fans will never be happy. So
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Yeah, you're right. Hurts is not Cousins with an apostrophe. There's no apostrophe in Cousins' name, right? It's not somebody's cousin. His name is Cousins. There's no apostrophe in that. I don't know what you're doing there, but there's no apostrophe. What did you add that for? What is DJ? What does that even mean? DJ is mid. Again, help me out. I don't know this.
Average.
Oh, average. Well, it's better than below average. Right? Joshua, thank you for the super chat. He says Jalen fumbles. JF. I'd love to fumble a couple times this week, Joshua. That'd be great. Jerron, one of the best thumbnails out there. Lawrence Taylor from Tecmo Super Bowl, baby. Greatest football game ever made. He said maybe Dex should show the refs what roughing the passer actually looks like on Saturday night. Listen, I got to admit, I thought they called it when he threw him down. I was like, that was weak. He hit him in the head. I hate the call. I hate it.
It's the rules.
But he did hit him in the face. He got him in the face, and they don't allow that. I hate it. But technically, I've seen much less called, which ticks me off. So, again, I don't like the call. But anytime you hit the quarterback in the head, no matter what, no matter how hard, accidental, egregious, non-egregious it is, they're always going to throw a flag and hit the quarterback above the neck. It's just the stupid rule. It is what it is. And, but yes, if you're going to get a roughing the passer penalty, make that bitch count. Make it count. Alfonso, thank you for the super chat. I was at the game week 14. I'm ready for Saturday. Well, let's have a better result in week 14.
That'd be nice.
Sorry you were at that game. It was a miserable, rainy, crappy shit game. Worst game we played all year. By far.
The worst. Yeah, we got destroyed. 48-22 or whatever.
48-22. It was a terrible game.
Yeah, disaster.
I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be so happy to not have cable.
Now we were missing a lot of players for that game, but
yeah.
Rusty
Productions, thank you for the super chat. It feels good to have Adoree Jackson back.
Is that a question? Of course it does. He's our best cornerback. Of course.
It helps a lot, man.
Yeah.
Pencil Man, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. All the pundits on the networks are going to lose their job because they keep picking against the G-Men.
They won't, because in 2007 they all picked against the Giants and they all kept their jobs.
Strahan will pick us to win, though.
Yeah.
Strahan will say, Giants got this. There's no way. Strahan's not picking against
But
us.
in 2007, every single one of them picked against the Giants.
Strahan never picked against the Giants in 07. He picked them whenever week.
Did he? I
remember he picked them.
Yeah.
I also think Jimmy Kimmel picked the Giants to win the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl he did, yes. I remember that. But all the other guys picked the Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Scratchy, thank you for the super chat. It really only matters what Tony Dungy picks.
That's
Because
true.
he always seems to get it right.
That's true.
You know, because Tony Dungy picked the Washington over the Eagles the one night that they beat them. And then he went with, who did he go with?
He picked the Giants. He picked the Giants when nobody did on Sunday night against Washington.
That's right. So,
yeah.
There you go. So Tony Dungy knows his stuff.
And yeah, Strahan was on the team in 2007.
Yes.
So he didn't pay. He was on the team. So
sorry. So yeah, but he picked us to win.
Yeah.
He did. Maybe I'm thinking of 2011.
But, yeah, no, 2007.
He picked us to win in 2007, I guarantee you. Scratchy, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. I live in Philly as a Giants fan. Oh, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
No one on Philly radio is calling this an easy win and not giving DJ our defense any due or our defense any due. Can't wait till Monday.
So no one's calling it an easy win, but at the same time, they're not giving Daniel Jones or defense any credit. How does that work? If they thought DJ was horrible and our defense was horrible, wouldn't they consider it an easy win?
Yeah, maybe he meant to say nobody is calling. Well, I think he just mixed it up. I think he's meant to say nobody in Philly is saying this is going to be difficult, or I think that's what he meant to say.
Yeah.
The big moo. Thank you so much. I hate to say it, but not worried about Philly. Why would you hate to say that? It's a beautiful thing.
I'm not going to say I'm not worried. I definitely think it's going to be a tough game to win, but there's no pressure. I'll say that. Right.
JC, thank you for super chat. Appreciate you. I see an interception in the fumble recovery. I see Hurts throwing an interception in this game, JC. I see it.
I hope.
Jalen fumbles. Why not? Samuel, thank you for the super chat. Do we focus on A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith more?
They're both great. Yeah, I mean, they're both great. It's why it's so hard to double cover one of them. And
focus on Jalen Hurts the most, I think.
Yeah, they're both great. I mean, if you double cover Brown and you put single, maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll put their best corner, Jackson, on one of the receivers and single him up and double the other. But then if you're doubling him and you're committing extra defenders, then Hurts will probably beat you with his legs. So it's pick your poison. They're a tough offense to guard against.
Jay, thank you for super chat. He says, whatever happened to Roldy and Malik Willis? Hashtag hater. Whatever happened to Roldy? I don't ever see Roldy anymore.
So I saw somebody in the chat say that he saw him in Authentic chat. He doesn't come into our streams anymore because we said that we think we should bring Daniel Jones back.
Oh, okay.
He hates Daniel Jones. So
I didn't know because I was just thinking.
He didn't tell me that, but I'm just assuming.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I don't know. I don't know what happened to Roldy. I never see Jeffrey Abbey anymore. That one I know.
Well, the reason for that is
I never see him. So Donovan says all the Malik Willis lovers are in hiding. But I'm not going to give up on Malik Willis. He was a rookie. I think the fact that they benched him and
it was just silly. It was just silly for people to say that he should be going in the early first round. Right. That the Giants should take him.
I mean, they chose Dobbs, and it's not like they were just closing out the season. I mean, they were fighting for a division title, and they chose Dobbs over Willis. So
he's a project,
right?
He's a big time project, but he's a project.
He's got a lot. He's very raw.
Yeah.
The NFL is different. You're not playing for liberty. It's way different. It's a much different league. It's a much faster league. It's a much more complex league. You got to be completely accurate with your throws. You got to make quick decisions, and you got to put the ball right there. You got to anticipate. There's a lot of stuff you got to do in the NFL that in college you can get away with some things. The windows don't close.
I'm not a fan of Willis, by the way. I don't think he's going to be good, but I'm not going to write him off.
Yeah,
I didn't want him. But
I don't want him either. I didn't think any quarterback in this class was good. I didn't want any quarterback.
Yeah.
Just like I may have given Daniel Jones some shit, but I didn't want Tyrod Taylor starting either.
Not a fan of Pickett, even though he actually played decent with the Steelers. Wasn't a fan of none of the quarterbacks in that class.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Desmond Ridder, Sam Howell.
Sam, he's a guy in Washington, right? He actually looked decent. I mean, I didn't watch that game, but from the highlights I watched, I'm like, maybe he has something. But it's one game, so you don't know.
You never know. Is right. Will and Graham, thank you for the $2 super chat, brother. Appreciate it. A little $2 boom for Chris Fusco's wife, if Chris is watching. Joe, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says Eli Manning being there is going to raise our level of play. Got to hit their receivers hard so they don't want to get up and catch it. We win in overtime. Go New York Giants. Oh, Joe, I would love to win. God, don't make it an overtime game, bro. I don't know if my heart can take that.
I would love to say that I think Eli Manning going to the game will bring good luck to the New York Giants, but he never did well against the Eagles over the last 10 years or so of his career. He was good against them early on, but the last 10 years of his career, he couldn't beat them to save his life.
No, that's why.
But hopefully it brings some good luck.
But when we were a good team, he kicked their ass quite frequently.
Yes. No, yeah, he did. Early on, he did.
Yeah. Kyle, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says Ingram signs a one-game contract. With 48 seconds left, makes a sideline catch that hits him right in the hands. Actually holds on to it. 31-24. G, man.
You know what the funny thing is, Bad Dog? And Ingram was never going to work here. He just wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
But I was talking to I had Dan and Nick on my channel. They do a really good job in terms of breaking down film. And they brought up the point that Ingram would have been perfect in this offense. And I think they're right. I think he would have fit. I think they would have been very creative with Evan Ingram in this offense, but it wasn't meant to be. He wasn't going to work out here.
Yeah, he just couldn't catch here. I mean, it's not like he couldn't get open.
Yeah.
It's not like he didn't know how to run routes. The guy was open a lot. He just could not complete a catch. I don't know if that was a mental thing. I don't know if pressure got to him because he was in New York. It's a tough place to play. Maybe, trying to live up to being a first-round pick here. And
I think we also used him. We didn't use him.
Yeah, that has something to do with it too. But he did. He dropped a lot of passes.
And
that seems to be contagious. We have a lot of receivers on this team that still drop passes. But Evan Ingram's talent was always there. He just couldn't catch the pass, which was the most important thing he got to do.
Yeah.
And of course, he had a slow start in Jacksonville, but he really came on the last month. He's really played well since Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like 800 yards or something, right?
Yeah, he's been incredible since Thanksgiving. Scratchy, man, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. He says, man, everyone is saying it's an easy win. Oh, I gotcha. But I'm not worried about the depth at linebacker against the run. Oh, but I'm worried about depth at linebacker against the run. Maybe they move Love or X down low or move KT high. There's no question that's going to be our linebacking core is not good.
That's my biggest worry going into the game, actually, is our run defense. Obviously, I worry about their weapons on the outside, but against the Eagles, they're a different type of team when it comes to the run than a team like Minnesota. Minnesota didn't really have a very good offensive line. Dalvin Cook is not the same running back he was 2 or 3 years ago. With the Eagles, you got explosive playmakers like Hurts, like Sanders behind a really good offensive line. And we know, Bad Dog, we're not good, especially off the edge when it comes to run defense. So that's my biggest worry going into this game, actually, believe it or not, is actually against the run, not the pass. I prefer that they throw the football.
Yeah, I do too. Will and Graham, thank you for super chat. He says Patty bet against it. Well, she didn't bet against him. She picked against him.
She said it would be close. I think she said the Eagles by 3.
Field goal. And I'm telling you, Chris and I are going to convince her by game time that she picked wrong.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Like I said, 2007, I thought we'd beat Tampa. I thought we'd beat Dallas. In my heart, so we're beating them. I did not think we were beating Green Bay all week. I woke up in that hotel room on Sunday morning. I saw how cold it was in that field, blah, 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 whatever. I looked at my wife. I said, Giants are winning this game today. So game day morning, I changed my mind. I said, we're winning. And sure enough, they did. Because Green Bay, remember, and again, it didn't matter. It was week 2 of the season, but they kicked our ass that year too. Dallas swept us big time, beat us down, beat them. And then, Green Bay had beat the hell out of us in week 2. I just had a good feeling about it, and it turned out. I got a good feeling about this one. Oh, I wanted to where'd this go? So I wanted to get this up here real quick. Sonny says Giants' schedule was cake.
You don't think the Eagles' schedule was cake?
Well, maybe that's what he was saying. Maybe he's responding to somebody because I think that's what he meant to say. Now that I'm looking at this, Giants' schedule was came to. I think he meant to say Giants' schedule was cake too. So maybe somebody said the Eagles' schedule was cake because I was going to say your schedule was easy, but maybe he was responding to somebody else.
Yeah, I think the Eagles' schedule was actually even easier than the Giants, but neither team played like a really hard schedule.
No.
Yeah.
Steven, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says, we watched every snap from the 2007 and 11 postseasons. As magic as Eli was, I promise you that DJ's game in Minnesota was better than Eli's best game.
Steven, here's what I'll say.
That one in Green Bay was pretty special. The one in 2011 against Green Bay was pretty good.
I said that, Steven, on the podcast when I went on with Talking Giants, that Jones looked as good as I've ever seen Eli in that game. But then when I had a chance to think about the variables, like you just said, the defense that the 49ers had, I mean, for him to stand in that pocket and make the plays that he made in that game and in Lambeau Field, like, I know the stats don't match up with what Daniel Jones did, but when you factor in some of those,
do. It's just Eli didn't have the rushing yards.
Yeah. But when you factor in some of those defenses that Eli went up against, I'd still give some of the Eli had some better performances than Daniel Jones.
He also had I'm pretty sure he had a big performance against Atlanta.
Yeah, and Green Bay.
The 2011 playoffs, Eli threw 11 touchdowns and 1 interception, I think.
And Green Bay in the 2011, he had a big game.
That's what I'm saying. Now he had a great game against Green Bay. He threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah. So, and that's not taking anything away from Daniel Jones' performance. He was incredible.
Yeah, Daniel Jones was amazing.
Yeah, but there's still definitely some. Obviously, the Super Bowl. I mean, the second one in 2011, just to throw to Manningham alone in that circumstance, like, come on,
you'll never see a better throw in your life. Maybe some as good, none better.
Yeah.
Adam, my friend, Double A, he says, Brandon Jacobs, my top air players, said on Boomer and Gio today, the Eagles are all shaved and waxed up, ready for an ass whooping. Love it.
Let's go.
I love Brandon Jacobs, just fired up. You know he hates Philly, and he hates Dallas. He probably hates Dallas more than Philly. Still one of my favorite Brandon Jacobs moments is him scoring that fourth quarter touchdown in 07 and throwing that ball off the play clock.
Off the play clock, yeah.
And that official coming up to him and saying, "Don't do that again." It makes me laugh every time. Even Troy Aikman up in the booth laughs when he throws it off the play clock. It's hilarious. Pistol Pete, my friend, thank you for the super chat. What up, guys? Did you get my Danny Slimes video I sent you on Twitter? I thought it was humorous. I was laughed at when I said we can beat them. I didn't see it because I only been on Twitter to send Chris this link into.
Yeah, I didn't see it, Pete. I mean, I get people sending me stuff all day, but I'll try to look after. Yeah. I'm assuming you're referring to he won the Nickelodeon Most Valuable Player. So
he did, yes.
So that's what I'm assuming that you're.
Maybe I have it on Instagram. Somebody showed me that, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it wasn't a video. I just saw he won the Nickelodeon thing, and I forgot Nickelodeon even did the game.
Yeah,
Chris, if Nickelodeon can get a game, why can't you and I do a game?
Because Nickelodeon, well, I guess YouTube is technically for kids too, right? A large part.
It is, but like, why can't we be on television for
that's the Democrat? That's why they put.
Actually, now that I think about it, Chris, we probably have a bigger audience than Nickelodeon, so scratch that. Johnny, thank you for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Says I think Hurts is the factor. If he's 80%, we're gonna have a hard time. If he's less than 80, I think we have a chance to win by double digits. Well, Donnie, regardless how he starts, we're going to knock him below 80.
I think the X factor is our coaching. If we're going to win, I think we're going to win based off of game plan, and we're going to outsmart them. That to me is the X. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but that to me is the X factor of this game. We've now played them twice. They've really only played us once. They didn't get a look at our starters and what we've been doing on offense. They have not gotten a look at the current team we currently have. They have not gotten a look at this team yet. Because this offense is completely different than what they saw week 14, and we didn't play the starters week 18. Right. And we were missing a lot of the starters on defense. So we have the advantage of getting a much better look at them in the regular season.
Yeah.
We've had 2 games to see it.
Yeah.
We'll see what game plan the coach can come up with.
There's no reason to think the Giants can't win this game. There's
we'll
no
see.
reason.
We'll see.
You know, it can't get here soon enough, Chris. Saturday will fly by. Like Saturday will go by. For Saturday always does. Number one, I can eat whatever the hell I want. So that makes the day go by very fast. And
we're a day away, basically. 20
I can tell you this, Chris, I have not slept this entire week. Okay. And tomorrow night we have another stream with Philly 500 and Joey Shakes. I don't know if that's going to be 9 or 10. We'll have to figure that out. I told Philly 9 or 10. I don't know when you're free, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
But I'm like, I'll probably sleep until noon. That'll get most of the day gone. I'm just so tired. It's been awesome. It has been well worth it. I love the fact that were here. It's been such an awesome season. I absolutely love what this team has done. I love the way this team fights. And I love the fact I just feel like we're going to pull up this big upset in Philly season. It's going to be a thing of beauty. It's going to bellissima. It's going to be awesome. JC, thank you for the super chat. He says, I think they mix breed a lot. Dink and dunk. Saquon carries the team. DJ scrambles often. RO leads to a 27-25 win.
I got 27-24.
And I 28-24.
Yeah, so we're right around the same
ballpark. At 28-23. So.
And listen, JC, I love the way they've been playing. They've been using the dual back set. They did it again last week more. So I love what they've been doing between Breida and Saquon with the motion and everything else. And and I expect them to try to continue that. So I like when they use Breida. And when they use Breida, a lot of times they'll use Saquon as a decoy. You think about the Statue of Liberty play; they use Saquon as a decoy, right?
Yeah, that was awesome.
He went out on a swing pass. The thought process was the defense is going to focus heavily on Saquon Barkley, and that's going to leave Breida with an open touchdown. So even when Barkley wasn't getting the ball, his presence on the field in that game against Minnesota was super valuable. You saw it. You saw it on tape after people did film breakdowns.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Hester, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. For people who hate DJ, find me one quarterback in history who did more with the same level of support. If you find one, give me a tight end, offensive line, and wide receivers they played with. I see no reason why DJ can't be a top 5 quarterback with more support.
I'd have to think long and hard, Hester. I really would, because he's got – I think it's fair to say – and I like Bellinger, and I think Bellinger's going to be good. But I think at this point it's fair to say he's a slightly below average starting tight end in the NFL. I'm not going to say he's a well below average, but he's a rookie. I think that's fair. I think he's going to be above average. The wide receiving core is well below average. It's the worst in the league, probably. I don't know how just come on, but we're talking about over the totality of the year. Think about this, Baddog. Going into the year, it was thought that our wide receiving core was probably one of the 5 or 6 or 7 worst in the league.
Easily.
But we were thinking Golladay, Tony, Shepard,
Wandale.
None of them are on the team right now.
Nope.
Sills was 5. He's not on the team right now.
Yep.
Richie James was the 6 going in. Darius Slayton was like the 5 or the 6 going. Like those were the.
Darius Slayton's only here because he took a pay cut.
And because Colin Johnson got hurt in training camp. And
Hodges wasn't even here.
So he had over the course of the year, like maybe you want to make the argument based off the way that Hodges has played as of late, we no longer have the worst wide receiving core. We have like the 3rd or 4th worst. But for the course of the entirety of the season, Daniel Jones had the worst wide receiving core in football this year. It's not even a debate.
Without a doubt.
And for the totality of the year, and his line is playing better as of late, he's still at a well below average offensive line in terms of pass protection for sure. So it is hard historically to find a quarterback that has done more with less than what he's had this year, because he has, and I'm sure you could find some, but not a lot.
I'm trying to think of what Josh Allen did without Stephon Diggs. Like, who are their receivers? Like, I don't know.
He didn't do a whole lot with that team, though.
No, didn't they go to the
playoffs?
And
they got eliminated in the
20
first round.
touchdowns, 9 interceptions. I mean,
20 touchdowns, 9 picks. Similar.
It's comparable.
Like, because
I don't know what is. I forgot what it is, but I'm just thinking. I don't think they had like a great.
They had John Brown, who was decent. They had Cole Beasley.
Right.
Knox might have been on that team. I'm not sure. I don't know if he was in the league yet. He threw 20 and 9, but Jones played.
But who am I comparing him to?
Josh Allen.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, there has not been. Jones did not have much, and I don't think anybody could debate that this year.
No, he definitely did not.
And he was in a brand new offense, by the way.
Right. Put him on the Eagles.
Yeah.
What do you think his numbers look like if he's a quarterback of the Eagles? He's not throwing 15 touchdowns. He's at least twice that. How many touchdowns did Jalen Hurts throw for?
He missed some time, but I think he threw high 20s.
He missed 2 games.
Yeah. Let me see. I think he was high 20s. He had actually only threw 22. I thought he had more than that. But obviously he probably had a lot of rushing touchdowns.
Right. But Daniel Jones rushed over 700 yards and 7 touchdowns, and nobody talks about that. Those are Lamar Jackson numbers.
Let me see. Hurts had
a lot of rushing touchdowns. Yeah.
Oh, he had 13. Wow. He had 13
but my point is, all people talk about is, oh, Jones only threw for 15 touchdowns, but nobody talks about the fact. I mean, if they're detractors, they don't talk about the fact that he ran for 700 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. He had a good year with all things considered, with his supporting cast. He had a great year.
And it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Spud, thank you for the super chat. He says Slay is shaken because he has to face Kenny Galladay. Oh, no doubt, Spud. We know KG is Slay's daddy. Now, I put that on Twitter. Darius Slay said something about like beating the Giants, and I just said Kenny Galladay is your daddy. That one got a lot of likes because I thought that was fun. That was just my, and I don't ever respond. I never respond to players. It's extremely rare, but I had. He's an Eagle, man.
Yeah,
I had to throw it out there, because the last time I talked about a player, I got blocked, and I didn't even tag him or anything, and he just blocked me. So I was like, oh, I try to stay away, but I was like, yeah, you're not. No,
Foxy Dog, I appreciate it. I saw the compliment. He says, Tainah Dog, you guys are great co-hosts. You work well together. Well, I would like to think we work well together because we've been working for 5 years. So, but all kidding aside, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Of course, we appreciate the compliment. We got over 1,000 people in here, so that's very big compliment. And I talked about it earlier. I can remember it was Chris's dad, and it was like the first.
Yeah, it was in the comments. Yeah,
in the comment section, he goes, "You guys have really good chemistry. You guys work really well together." We talked for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
on the phone. Chris, I was waiting for work. He was like, "Okay, I'm going to be home in 2 minutes. We'll set it up. We'll record." And the rest is history.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Chris and I have dealt with a lot of bad football. That's why I feel so good to be here. I don't want this.
I'm hoping we get to see a few more games.
Oh, hell yeah. This year.
Oh, yeah. No, next
year. Now,
the
future. Now, it's going to be, it might be bittersweet going into the year expecting us to be good because I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
So, because obviously this year we expected 7 wins, which was an improvement, but it's certainly not as good as we ended up being. So it always sucks if you're like, well, I think we're going to win 11 games, then you go in and have a 7-win season. You're like, oh, Jesus. Well,
I don't know what my expectations are going to be next year. I got to see what they do.
We have to see what they do. Exactly. We have to see what's on the team.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if Dable's still the head coach, which he is, I'm going to think we're going to win at least 9 or 10 because I believe in Dable. And I'm definitely going to think Daniel Jones is going to be even better next year. Second year with Dable. And I'm going to assume
they're going to get him better players.
So regardless of what our schedule is next year, I'm going to convince myself that, yeah, I think we're going to win at least 9 games because of Dable and Jones playing with Dable. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I think we got the coach. I think we got a good quarterback.
Calvin, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. He's an Arizona Cardinals fan. He says, huge props to the Giants leadership and team players. How your team grew in response to change is first class. I'm rooting for you guys. Thank you, Calvin. We appreciate it, man. I always say any support from any other fan base is always good. We appreciate the support. I have said there's a lot of people that have come into the streams and said, I'm rooting for you guys. And that always makes you feel good.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Calvin, man.
Like we have, especially the Cowboy fans. Now, granted, they may have ulterior motives. However, for Cowboys fans coming to go, I'm rooting for you guys. It makes me feel good. Cowboy fans are on our side. Yeah, I like that. I said any support we can get. I said, I'm
not mad at you guys. We appreciate the Cowboys fans rooting for us this week.
Lesser of two evils for them.
But
okay.
Deep down, we know you guys want your home playoff.
It's all good.
You want your home playoff game, and we want to give it to you. We want to take a shot at you.
We would love to. We would love to have to meet you for a third time.
I'd be lying to you, Cowboys fans. I'd rather play you guys than the 49ers. Wow. So I'm not going to root for you guys because I can't stand you guys. If you were playing the Eagles, I'd root for you. But I'll definitely rooting for the Niners. But I won't be upset if we play you guys as opposed to the 49ers if we beat the Eagles.
I'm not going to be opposed to playing either one of you.
I'll take my chance.
I just want the shot at either one.
I'll take my chances.
I don't give a damn who it is.
I'm just praying it's not Eagles Cowboys. That would be the worst. I wouldn't even watch it. I don't even think I'd watch it.
I was going to say, I don't know if I can watch it.
I'd watch the Super Bowl to see one of you two guys lose, but I don't even think I could watch that.
Because I wouldn't want to see either one of those teams celebrate.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's like, do you want to drink gasoline or do you want to drink bleach? That's what that is. I can't. Ugh. And Eagle fans will be thinking the same thing. The Eagle fans are probably like, "Oh my God, the Giants and the Cowboys. It's got to be horrible." Or Washington. I mean, any of them.
Yeah.
To see 2 NFC East teams that are not yours, one of them's going there.
When's the last time? When's the last time two NFC East teams met in the championship game?
I know 1980 the Eagles and Cowboys did. Now, I don't know. Was that the championship game? They met in the 1980 playoffs. I want to say it was the NFC championship game, but I could be wrong. It might have been the divisional round because I forgot who the Eagles played. I know they beat Dallas like 20-7. I want to say that was the NFC championship. I don't
What year?
know.
I'll look it up. What year?
1980.
1980.
The Eagles went to the Super Bowl, and I want to say they beat Dallas in the NFC championship. I don't think it's happened since.
Well, yeah. Well, the Giants, we played the Packers. We played the 49ers in the championship. We played the Vikings in the championship.
Washington, we played the Redskins in a championship in '86.
So there you go. That's
so
probably
there's that one.
That's probably the last one.
Yeah.
Unless
did Washington and Dallas ever play in a no?
Well, Washington won the Super Bowl the year before.
But Dallas wasn't good, and then Washington wasn't any good after that.
Yeah.
So maybe 86 was the last time.
I think that's probably the last time.
Nikki, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says, Bad Dog, do you ever do pull-ups in your routine? I haven't done those in a really long time. Close grip way easier than wide for me. Can you do about 35 right now? I think the most I ever did was 26. I have very long arms. So that range of motion is really long.
Nikki, you can do 35 pull-ups?
He can. I could.
That's crazy. That's 26. Awesome.
Closer grip is better. If I held onto it at the bar like this and pulled myself up as opposed to this, yeah, that'd be. But again, I have long arms, so that range of motion is really long for me. It's like my bench. I don't bench a lot because the range of motion because of my long arms is a lot. I curl a lot because longer arms give you better leverage. I could deadlift a lot when my back wasn't, when I wouldn't spasm all the damn time because it was a shorter range of motion. But yeah, I think 26 is the most I ever did. Definitely not 35. And he says, posting a YouTube video on why the media is wrong about DJ tomorrow. I'm going to send it to both of you.
We'll talk about it. I agree with you. Well, the thing is the media is starting to come around a bit on him, but
they are.
You know how I know, this is how you know. Because, I know, we all, make fun of the media, in terms of, we don't care about their opinions when it comes to sports, like ESPN and whatever. And really, I don't. But you still want to hear, at least I do, when your team is successful, you want to see them eat their crow. You want to see what they have to say. So I did. I went on YouTube and I watched what ESPN had to say about Daniel Jones, Rich Eisen, everybody, right? And half the guys that I listened to, I said to myself, these guys have been ragging on Daniel Jones all year. They've never watched him play. Because they're saying, oh, my, I didn't realize he could run like that. Yeah. What are you talking? So you didn't watch him then? Because he's been doing it all year. He's been doing it his whole career.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting opinions from people that don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Yeah.
And I understand it because they don't watch teams the closely.
I was going to say they're broad NFL. They're not.
Yeah, you can't watch a team as closely as we do when you work for ESPN as a sports.
That's like when Stephen A. Smith said Dwayne Haskins was a running quarterback.
Yeah. But half the people were like, I didn't know he could run like that. How do you, of course, if you watched him, you know he could run like that.
Well, you should know that when he tripped. I mean, everybody in the world saw that. That was an 80-yard run.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the world saw that one.
Yeah.
This time, Daniel Jones is going to have an 80-yard run. He's going to stay on his feet. He's going to score a touchdown. How about that? Jay, thank you for super chat. He says, oh, my God, Burrow versus Allen. Who you got in all games?
Okay, let's do it. We're both picking the Giants. So we already know that. I got 27-24. Baddog's got 28-24. All right, I'll go. I'm going to take the Niners. I like the Niners by 7. I do think the Cowboys keep it pretty close. I'm going to go Niners 27-20. AFC. I think the one blowout is going to be the Jaguars game. I think Kansas City's going to blow them out. I think it's going to be like a 38-20 game. I think they're going to blow them out. And then in the other AFC game, I actually like Cincinnati. I think it'll be really close. 27, same score that I predicted for the Giants game. 27-24 Bengals over the Bills by a field goal.
Yep, Giants, taking the Giants. I like San Francisco over Dallas. I think a lot of that has to do with San Francisco just has so many weapons. And Dallas's defense, it can be exploited. This is not 45-year-old Tom Brady back there. And I'm not saying that Brock Purdy is great, but Brock Purdy could be the next Tom Brady. Tom Brady was 199th overall, got a chance because Bledsoe got hurt. Here's Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, 262nd pick in the draft, only gets a start because Trey Lance tears his ACL or whatever happened to him. Jimmy Garoppolo then breaks his leg. And here's this kid thrown in there, hasn't lost a game yet. Could easily take him to the Super Bowl. You got McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo Samuel. It's just Ayuk. It's insane. You got a great defense. You got Shanahan. And Dallas has to go to San Fran. I like San Francisco 31-21 in that game.
I get you that.
I agree with you. Kansas City. Jacksonville was a really nice story. You're going to Kansas City. It's one of the toughest places to play. You got Andy Reid. This team's won a Super Bowl. You got Pat Mahomes. You got Travis Kelce. This team is experienced, and it knows what it's doing. I think the situation may be a little bit too big, and this time I think Kansas City gets a big lead, and Jacksonville ain't coming back against them the way they did the Chargers. I like Kansas City like 34-14. And then the Bengals and the Bills, I picked the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl. So, again, I think that
you had them preseason?
I had them very early. I think I picked Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl, but I think like week 5, I'm like, I really like Cincinnati. I felt like they were going to go back. So
actually, Cincinnati started off bad, didn't they? Because
they did. The Dallas kicked the hell out of them,
and they lost to they lost to or tied with the Steelers. Was it? Did they lose or tie? I can't recall.
I forget.
I think they lost week 1. The game.
They got off to a bad start. But somewhere early, like I said, I want to say week 5, week 6, somewhere in there. I'm like, man, this team's starting to find it. But yeah, I like that. I think that's going to be high scoring. Buffalo's going to have a lot of that emotion because of Hamlin. These two teams played when that happened. But I think Cincinnati pulls this one out 31-28.
I should pick the Bills because I picked the Bills preseason. I picked Bills Niners preseason to go to the Super Bowl. So I should pick the Bills, but I don't like the way the Bills have looked.
Josh Allen has not, by his standards, has had an off year, and he did not play well against Miami at all.
Yeah, I don't like the way they've looked, and even though Cincinnati didn't look as good as I thought they would either against with the backup quarterback for Baltimore, Cincinnati's hot, and so I'm slightly leaning Cincinnati. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think it'll be a 3-point game either way. Yeah.
I agree. I think Cincinnati will win, though. I do have them winning. Born Miles, thank you for the super chat. Did you see Jones hit the gritty in practice? I didn't. I had asked what the hell that was because I'm old and
I did. I saw it. I didn't know what it was either until today, but I did see him do the dance. Yes.
Chris is getting old too. When we don't. You don't know what the hell that is. I'm trying to think of what the hell was popular when I was like 15. It was
Macarena.
That was 96. So I was
electric slide.
That was afterwards, right?
I don't even know.
It was popular when I was younger. It was line dancing. I remember that. Line dancing was a big thing. That stupid achy breaky heart thing.
Everybody yeah.
That. There ought to be some kind of dance in the 80s, though. I don't remember it, though. I don't remember a dance in the 80s. The 70s had a bunch of them. But sort of the 60s. I don't know. Pistol Pete, thank you for super chat. Josh Allen misses Daboll. Back to his bad habits. There's no question.
Yeah.
That's a big.
I think he's thrown 6 red zone interceptions if you include. I think he threw one in the postseason. I think he had 1 red zone interception. His whole career leading up into this year, he had 2.
Yeah.
His whole career. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yes. Demons Row. There you go. That is I was doing the running man. You're absolutely right. That was like a late 80s thing. Absolutely. How the hell can I forget that? Absolutely right. I was doing the running man. Absolutely right.
Oh, moonwalk. Yes.
Yes, of course. Nobody can really do that though, like Michael.
Not like Michael could.
Everybody thought they could do it like Michael. Everyone's like, look at this. Yeah, you're not Michael. But Demons Row nailed it. That is something that I was doing. That was definitely doing. Dream Girl. I was listening to Dream Girl in the clubs. What's Dream Girl? I don't know that one. Is that like I was in the clubs? I would say from like 94 through 98, 99. Like for 5 years. It wasn't really clubs. It was more bars for me. I went to a lot of bars. I went to a lot of gentlemen's clubs. Um, I mean, I was a teenager. What else are you supposed to do? Johnny, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Says, I hate listening to Dan Orlovsky talk about DJ. Go find an end one to run out of the back of.
He finally gave DJ credit this. He gave him a lot of credit this week. But yes, normally he's very anti-DJ.
Now, I'll tell you who didn't give Daniel Jones a lot of credit, and that was Colin Cowherd. I don't know
what did he say about him?
So pretty much Colin Cowherd was saying that if you have a really bad student who is failing, he's an F in school, and you get him the absolute best tutor, he says, your kid still isn't really smart, and he's never going to make an A. He's never going to get an A. Stupid. But if that tutor can get him to a C, he's done a really good job. So that's pretty much what he's saying.
See, this is what I don't get this argument that people want to bash Daniel Jones because he finally has good coaching. Are we going to bash Pat Mahomes because he's always had Andy Reid?
Why are we going to bash him after he just played his best game as a pro in his first playoff game ever?
Like Pat Mahomes has had Andy Reid his entire career. He was like the greatest offensive coach of all time.
Right.
You're going to bash Pat Mahomes for that? No, he's great.
Right.
Like that, to me, you finally have given Daniel Jones something.
I don't think it was that. I don't think it's the coaching. I'm thinking that what he was saying is he'll never be an A quarterback. He'll be a C. Like the best coach ever made him an average quarterback
in the first year of his offense.
Right. But Colin Cowherd was saying that's
like, are we going to act like Jared Goff didn't get a lot better this year, second year in that offense? Are we going to act like Jalen Hurts didn't get a lot better this year, second year in his offense?
No.
So, I don't even, he was better than a C this year anyway, but, whatever. Just hate.
Yeah. Oh, that Demons Row. I saw your post that you got put in YouTube jail, and I didn't know why either, but I just saw politics. Yeah, the YouTube's sensitive about the politics. That's why people are sensitive about sports. I never talk about politics. Number one, I really don't care. I think they're all the same, honestly. I don't trust any of them. But yes, YouTube they don't like that stuff. Daniel, thank you for the super chat, man. By the way, Demons Row kicks ass. Like I say it all the time, if you guys haven't subscribed to Demons Row, especially if you're like, I'm not even into motorcycles. I've never ridden one in my life because I would probably die. But he does a lot of things on motorcycle culture and clubs and all stuff. It's very interesting stuff. So if you haven't checked him out, he's got a silver.
I should check him out because he's on my channel too. He supports me. So
yeah, he's a big Giants fan. I
appreciate you, Demons Row, for supporting both of us. So thank you.
So he's awesome. So definitely check him out. Like I said, I know nothing about that stuff. So when I watch this, it's very interesting.
Is he a New Yorker?
Yes.
Okay.
New York, New Jersey. I'm pretty sure he's a New Yorker, maybe New Jersey.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. But yeah, his videos are really awesome. Daniel, thank you for super chat. He says, my only concern for this game is Evan Neal.
I'm sure that is one of Daniel's biggest concerns going into this game because Baddog, like I said earlier, even though I would love to get more help for Evan Neal in this game. If you do that, you're going to limit this offense. You look at what this offense has done the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a lot more spread. You've had a lot of 4 wide sets. You've used Barkley a lot more in terms of using him as a wide receiver rather than staying into block.
Yep.
And I don't know if you're going to be able to do that as much in this game because you may need to leave him in if that really good defensive line for the Eagles starts to get pressure on Daniel Jones, but we'll see. But I am hoping we don't have to chip and use extra blockers to help Evan Neal, and we could get the ball out fast because when you have 4 or 5 wide receivers going out running routes, it opens up the offense a lot more. And I think the Giants have to do that. That's their only chance to win.
We got to be aggressive. You can't play conservative at this point.
Got to be aggressive.
You just got to go for it. You got to go for it.
I'm not saying throw. I'm saying, but you need to spread out the defense.
Right.
And they got to keep doing what they've been doing.
No vanilla offense in this one. Vanilla Vic maybe, but no vanilla offense.
But I do worry about Evan Neal in this game. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. I know he did a good job last week, but this is a different animal. You're going up against a team that had 4 guys with double-digit sacks. This is a different animal.
Absolutely. By the way, we still have over 1,000 people in here, so thank you guys and girls for watching a playoff edition NFC divisional round. Giants and Eagles. It really doesn't get much better than that until next week. If it's Giants Cowboys, so do I to go to the Super Bowl? That'd be pretty good. But make sure you hit the like button. That helps out the stream if you may have forgotten. You just need a friendly reminder. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps out a lot. So click that like button, hit the subscribe if you're new. More importantly, again, make sure you go into the description. If you're not subscribed to Chris, the Entertainer Talking Sports, click on that link, subscribe to him, because we will be on that channel Saturday night, probably 7:45. What's the game's 8:15?
Yeah, whatever. Half hour before the game.
Half an hour before kickoff, we'll be live. We'll be ready to go. I'm going to have some Chimay for the occasion, which is a really good beer that I like. So I'm going to have some Chimay. Hopefully I'm drinking a little Amaretto. I'll tell you what, I haven't drank beer in a long time because I kind of lost the taste for it after I started doing this macro thing, and I really don't drink it. If the Giants beat the Eagles, I might get a little buzz. I might just.
It's a Saturday. You don't got work the next day. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I might just. Why not?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, just what the hell? Rad Killer, and then again, if they lose, same thing. Rad Killer, thank you for the super chat. He says the Giants and Daniel Jones will shock the world. I love it. I love it, man. Let's do it.
I want Daniel Jones to get a 7-year, $350 million contract, because that means we won the Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah.
Pay the man. If he wins the Super Bowl, pay the man whatever he wants.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It don't
pay the man.
Stone Sour, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. What do you guys think was the offensive?
I mean, I have to assume you meant offensive rookie of the year, because it's not an offensive line rookie of the year.
Right.
Unless he meant offensive, who's the best rookie offensive lineman. And I don't watch every lineman. And I know Charles Cross got off to a decent start. I don't know how he finished. But in terms of the offensive rookie of the year, I mean, it might be. Garrett Wilson was really good with the Jets. I'm trying to think who else was. Let me look at the rookie class real quick. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. Well, Kenny Pickett was decent, right? Let me take a look. I don't know the stats that Kenny Pickett finished with, but I think he was decent. Sauce Gardner was great, but defense. Obviously, Kayvon defense, Aiden Hutchinson defense. Drake London wasn't very good.
No, Drake London was not good.
Garrett Wilson was good. I think Chris Olave was pretty good with the Saints, wasn't
Chris
he?
Olave is going to be up there.
Yeah, he was good. Dotson was okay, but not for rookie of the year.
Where did this go? Oh, that's the one I wanted about.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, and maybe there's a guy that I'm not seeing that was a later pick that I'm forgetting about. Christian Watson was pretty good with the Packers, but not enough to win rookie of the year. Yeah, I would say one of those two. I would think I think it's either Olave or
Olave's got a good chance.
Olave or Garrett Wilson.
Chris says, Baddog, do you think there'll be a lot of pregame fighting at the Link Stadium and parking lot? Pregame, during game, postgame. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's going to be quite a few, but like I said in Patty's stream, the only one that matters is that one on the field, baby. Let's win that one.
Oh, Kenny Walker, I forgot about too. Somebody said in the chat from the Seahawks.
Yeah, Kenny Walker was good for Seattle.
Those three, yeah, and maybe he's the favorite actually. Those three probably.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
X says, by the way, X is my favorite guy in the Giants. So good on you. He says 2021 Hurts and 2022 DJ stats are very similar. Get us an AJ Brown. Yes, please.
Actually, Brock Purdy, somebody said in the chat. He only played like 8 games, but yeah.
He'll be in the running, I'm sure.
He'll be in the running. He played really well, yeah.
But, yeah, get us an A.J. Brown. Please, get us a number one receiver. There's all that talk about DeAndre Hopkins. If the Giants only had to give up a couple third-round picks, they'll figure it out. They'll figure out the cap. These two guys you have in the front office are going to be able to figure out the cap, unlike Dave Gettleman. He didn't know what the hell he was doing with that. But these two guys.
Jones actually had a better year, I think, than Hurts did last year. Jones this year was better than Hurts last year.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not telling you he's going to take the jump Hurts did this year. We'll see, but
yeah,
we'll see.
But yeah, it'd be nice to get him a guy like AJ Brown.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Jonathan, thanks so much for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, started watching you guys back when the Giants played the Bucks and missed a field goal. That was a fun one. I still have that reaction of us on my channel.
Yeah.
When we scored the touchdown and then the shit fondue thing hit because he got torched by Mike Evans and he missed it. That was hilarious. We weren't used to winning at all. And Daniel Jones,
his debut start, great comeback. It was an exciting game.
Yeah, we were down 28-10. We ended up winning that game. That was a good one. He did turn the ball over a lot in that
game. Demons Row, man. I agree with you, by the way. But don't say that because you get killed for it. But it's the truth. He did some good.
We need to apologize to Gettleman. Yeah.
He did some good.
Gettleman did a good job with his picks.
He did some good.
Like Chris said in the earlier stream, Demons Row, great scout, bad GM. Yeah. And I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
Really good scout, really bad GM.
And he was always a good scout. That's why he became a GM, right? He was partially responsible for our 2007 and 11 Super Bowl. Yeah. Because he helped scout, and that's why he got the GM job with the Panthers. And yeah, his drafts look good overall. Yeah. His drafts look good, but everything else does not. The free agents, the cap, some of his trades actually. The Odell trade he won. He got Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
The issue with the Odell trade was he never replaced Odell. He never, he signed Golden Tate. That was a failure. Obviously, he failed overall. He was a bad GM. But
Kenny Golladay was a failure.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that good didn't come out of it, because some good definitely did come out of it.
And all the things that we have right now, Brian Dable, Joe Shane, Brandon Brown, that all came out of that too. So
yeah.
Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. Oh, I read that one already. Oh no, I didn't finish it. Big fan of both you guys. I always tune in after the games, ready to watch the Giants kick some ass. Saturday night, let's effing go. I'm ready.
Let's go. Let's go, Jonathan Lugo.
Got one more freaking day to get through. I got to get through work tomorrow. I really don't want to go to work tomorrow. Fridays, I'm tired. Like I said, I'm cranky. I'm hungry. Like Friday night's not a good night for me. I'm miserable on Friday. I think I did a Lakers stream on Friday and I was just snapping at people. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a cranky bastard on Friday nights. I'm running on fumes. I'm tired. I don't eat a lot during the week. So it catches up with me. But you see me on Saturdays and Sundays, I'm very happy because I'm very satiated and full. And it's just part of being hungry. You get miserable. Anybody that's ever hangry, when you're hungry and tired, you're not happy. So I get a little cranky on Fridays. I'll do my best tomorrow. We're working with Philly 500. He'll make me laugh no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, it's conspiracy.
He'll tell me that Jalen Hurts and black-eyed children and gravity's BS and some alien is going to come down and morph Daniel Jones and whatever. I don't know. He's Philly. Nandon, thank you for the super chat. He says, Giants versus Bengals Super Bowl. I told Dashy, I don't know if Dashy's in here, but Dashy's a big Bengals fan. I said I would sign up for Giants Bengals right now.
I'd sign up for Giants anybody. I don't care who we play.
Bengals Giants, I'm ready for it.
I'm actually leaning Bengals out of the AFC. I'm slightly leaning
too
right now. But I could see any one of those three: the Bills, Chiefs, or Bengals. Any one of those three. But I'm slightly leaning Bengals. They just feel like the hot team right now.
Yep. Square Footer, thank you for the super chat. Says, I think we should get Brandon Ayuk. I just don't know why San Francisco would trade Brandon.
Everybody keeps bringing up Brandon Ayuk, and I pray we get him. I would give up a first-round pick in a heartbeat for him, especially now that we're picking very late. In a heartbeat for him.
Yeah.
Why would the Niners trade him?
It's like the T. Higgins thing.
Yeah, people bring up the money, but he's still under contract, and they still have the fifth-year option on him as well because he was a first-round pick, unlike Higgins, who at least was a second-round pick. So why would they do it? That's a team that's trying to compete to win Super Bowls. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't think he's going to be available.
Yep. Agreed. I don't see why they would do it. Taco Nacho, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Baddog and Tainah, do you think Kafka gets a head coaching job? Maybe we can do what the Lions did, where their offensive coordinator and pay Kafka more money to stay. Go Giants. We'll see. Well, he's got 3 interviews on Sunday, Chris said. So
yeah, he's got 3 interviews on Sunday. I'm hoping he doesn't. I don't think it's the end of the world if he does. Yeah. It's not ideal because you're gonna have another play caller, but I think Dable has the most say on this offense anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a very player-friendly offensive philosophy. You go back to his days with Buffalo, the players basically said they let him, work collaboratively. The players work collaboratively with Dable in terms of the plays that they draw because he tries to play to the player's strengths. So yeah. I know for a fact Dable definitely has a lot of hands-on with this offense, so I'm not that concerned if we lose Kafka, even though I think he's done a tremendous job, not taking anything away from him. And if he gets a head coaching job, good for him. But I think it's something we could survive from, which is the main reason why I was begging them to hire Dable in the first place for this exact scenario. with a young quarterback, whether it was Jones or whether it was a guy we potentially drafted next year, if you hired a defensive head coach, like the Jets, for example, the Jets have Robert Saleh in there. If he loses his offensive coordinator, you're in trouble. Because with a guy like Dable, who's an offensive guy, you're not losing him unless you fire the head coach. So that's why I always wanted Dable to begin with. So I'm not too worried if we lose Kafka. I think we'll be okay.
Not to mention, Shane and Dable came from Buffalo. They're on the same page. So I think it's easier to work together like that as opposed to like losing a head coach. And yeah, it would suck, but I think we might have even talked about that at the beginning of the year, that the Giants, if they lose coordinators, it's because they had a successful season. And that's what happens. People look and go, wow, look at how bad this offense was under Joe Judge, 30th and 32nd or whatever. How we were terrible. And then they look and go, wow, look at the improvement Daniel Jones made. Well, Kafka had a lot to do with that. Let's get him in here and help our quarterback, especially a team like the Colts, who are going to have a different quarterback next year. They're probably going to draft a quarterback. So they might want a guy like that in there. So we'll see. Rated Chris, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says, hey, good luck to you guys this week until next season. Well, thank you, man, because we do play the Raiders next season. My brother-in-law is a Raiders fan, so.
The Raiders are going to be interesting this year because they're obviously moving on from Carr.
Yeah.
That's obvious. But they have a ton of win-now pieces.
Yeah, Cooper.
So
Josh Jacobs is a free agent.
Oh, that's true. He is a free agent, but they spent a ton of money on Devontae Adams. How screwed did he get? Maybe they trade him. But the thing is, his contract is an atrocity.
He's so good.
He is great, but his contract is, they backloaded the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So, the Raiders are interesting. I think they got to draft a quarterback, though.
Yeah. Don't worry, Eagle fans. They'll be making videos talking about how they're going to get Devontae Adams.
I think they'll keep him for the rookie, but Devontae Adams won't be happy.
Right. Pistol Pete, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, brother. He says the D we used to run when we played a prime Vic will work against Hurts. Our middle linebacker and edge rushers are imperative to our success in stopping them. That's
not a good thing because
I was going to say that's our problem. Our middle linebackers are bad.
Yeah.
That's why that's a scary thought. Our edge is good as long as they're not ultra aggressive and they can keep contained. But our middle linebackers,
we need as much speed on the field as we could get in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of 5 and 6 DB formations. We need as much speed out there as we could possibly get.
Yeah, no doubt. And my Giants, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Says draft your wide receiver, not trade. Think that's what we will do.
I'm sure they'll explore the trade market, but good.
Like I said, if you can get D-Hop for 2 third-round picks, you do it.
Yeah, if you don't got to extend them,
right?
I'm sure I will explore the trade market, but I would not be surprised if we don't make a trade and we do. We're gonna have to sign a receiver because we don't have
without a doubt
and draft a receiver.
Yep.
Doesn't mean we'll draft one in the first round. We'll see, but they're gonna have to bring in multiple wide receivers.
Square Footer, thank you for the super chat. What wide receiver do you think we'll get in the draft? Well,
I have no idea.
I think it depends on where we're picking and who's available and where we pick them. I mean, we might go center first round, might go corner first round. It really depends. This is a deep wide receiver class. There's a lot of good ones, but we'll see, what the Giants do.
I have no idea. I wish I could give you an answer. I have no idea right now in terms of what they're going to do.
This is the kid everybody likes.
I don't think he's getting to us.
I don't think he is either.
I know he's banged up.
Maybe a guy like Mario Addison gets there. I don't know.
I don't think he's getting
Jordan
there
Addison, Mario Williams. Maybe they get down there. I'm not sure.
We'll see.
Maybe we wait until next year and we get Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to go too early.
No way. We're not going to be picking that early.
Eva Froman, thank you for the super chat. I like Kafka. More worried about losing Wink.
I don't think we're losing Wink.
I don't think so either.
I'd be surprised.
He just got the one interview with the Colts.
Yeah, and Wink had he basically came out and said today that expect him to be back with the Giants. I don't think we're losing Wink.
I think Wink's going to be here.
Yeah.
Wink. And my Giants, man, thank you again, brother. Appreciate it. Doesn't matter who our offensive coordinator is. Scheme is Dable's.
Yeah, I'm not worried about. Well, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. I definitely Kafka brings some value, and you're going to have a new guy in DJ's ear next year, which is going to be at least a little bit of a transition. Whether that's Shea Tierney, who's currently the quarterback coach, who they brought over from Buffalo, or Dable, that's calling the plays himself. There's still going to be somewhat of a transition, but I don't think it's going to be something that they can't overcome. I think they'll be okay.
Kevo says Keishawn Moody is a name I've heard. I don't know much about him, but
He got hurt. He got hurt from LSU.
Yeah, I've heard that name. Krusty says Addison's my number 1. Johnston, number 2. I take Zay Flowers over JSN, to be honest. So
I think both. I think Johnston and Addison, there's no chance. Addison's been moving up mocks from. I haven't been looking at mocks for 3 weeks, but because I've just been focused on the playoff push. So
yeah.
But last I looked, Addison was moving up, and Johnston was going like top 10 or 12. I don't think either one of those guys will be there when we pick.
Foxy Dog says Winks a huge. Oh God, yes. God, yes. And Graham was an upgrade from Betcher.
Yeah. But Betcher had an unfair situation, but he still wasn't good.
He wasn't.
Because when Betcher came here, we had 4-3 personnel, and he ran a 3-4 scheme.
Yeah.
So it was just he shouldn't have been hired to begin with the players that we had on the team. It was a disaster.
Right. Quentin Johnson, that's my guy, but he's going top 10.
I'll be
surprised if he's not going to reach us. I really like him a lot. And I'm not usually a big advocate of Big 12 receivers because the Big 12 doesn't play defense, especially TCU guys. They never pan out. Josh Doxson didn't pan out. Who's the other kid? Rager. Was he the TCU guy? Who the hell?
Yeah, Rager was in the Big 12.
The TCU guy. Yeah, so they never pan out. But I really do like Quentin Johnson a lot. Quentin Johnston's going to be the real deal, I think. And my Giants, thank you, my friend. The only thing is continuity between the offensive coordinator and the quarterback.
Oh, in terms of losing him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, if we lose Kafka, I think
I'm a newsflash. We're gonna lose Kafka. I don't know if it'll be this year. It might be next.
Yeah,
year.
Eventually we will. Yeah,
we're losing Kafka. He's going to get a head coaching job eventually.
Yeah. Yes, Fish Prod's got John Ross was TCU.
So that's gonna happen. And you know what? I think we'll overcome it. Think about all the coaches Belichick lost, right?
Yeah.
If you got a good head coach, you'll be okay.
True. Square Footed, thank you for the super chat again, my friend. I'm going to the game Saturday. Hopefully I don't get into a fight. Let's hope not.
Have fun at the game, man.
But definitely have fun at the game, no doubt. Carlos says, Giants 49ers NFC Championship. I would sign up for that in a heartbeat. It's we've beaten the 49ers 3 times out of our 4 Super Bowls. We've had to beat them to go to the Super Bowl. So twice we beat them in the NFC Championship game. And I've made that comparison to the 1990 Giants. And they beat San Francisco. Had no business beating San Francisco, and nobody picked them to beat San Francisco. And they went in there and they did it. So
let's see what happens.
You'll see what happens.
We beat them in our last trip to the Super Bowl.
Yes, we did. Jane Vlot. Whoops, where'd that go? Gonna stomp them Eagles out. Let's crush them. Break their freaking wings.
Let's go.
So they do a dive bomb right onto the field. Just a freaking head plant right onto the field. Right onto
Craig
the field.
says, glad Bad Dog apologized and ate a big bowl of shit. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, most people weren't at the end of the day, most people at one point were not in love with the DJ pick.
Yeah. At the end of the day, everybody gets something wrong.
Yeah.
It takes a man to admit he's wrong. I know guys like Craig probably can't do that. And again, when you have a great pick troll, but again, Craig, I mean, you obviously have a phone or a computer, make videos. Why don't you come out here and put your opinion out here? Because I'm sure you're never wrong. I'm sure your football acumen is through the roof. So maybe you can make a bunch of videos and then you can let people judge you, right? So somehow I always say it's just funny. Somehow that makes people feel better about themselves. They don't do anything and they're just like, oh, I'm going to tell this guy he was wrong. That makes me feel really good about myself. Well, I'm glad that my apologizing to Daniel Jones made your life better.
I didn't even see your video. You made an
Thank
apology
you for
video.
Watching. Yeah, I made an apology video. But yeah,
I don't even think you needed to apologize.
I didn't, but I felt like it.
Like I think we both. I mean, you've been harsh on Jones, but this year you've been fair.
I have not said anything bad about Jones the entire season.
Yeah, like I think it was anybody. I mean, listen, I understand as a fan, you're going to get behind your quarterback as you should. But like if you're trying to be objective, like going into this year, our GM wasn't sold on Jones.
Right.
Right. I mean, let's be real. He didn't give him a contract. He didn't give him the
Correct.
5th-year option.
Correct.
So you had to go into this year saying to yourself, all right, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I think that's what Baddog did. We went into the year and we said, let's see what happens. Let's
okay. I will be wrong again, and that's fine.
But
that's the chance you take when you put your opinion out.
But listen, I am so happy for Jones. I've been backing Jones every step of because I'm gonna tell you what, Baddog. I think a lot of people said that they were gonna do what we said we were gonna do going into the year, but they didn't do it.
Right.
Like a lot of people said going into the year, I'm gonna give Jones a chance. I'm gonna see what happens. But there were people that had the preconceived notion that said in the back of their head, no matter what, I'm gonna want to draft a quarterback, and I'm not giving this kid any chance at all. We didn't do that. We were very fair to Jones all year, and I went above and beyond to back Jones as much as I possibly could, whether it was Twitter or whether it was YouTube, because I saw tons and tons and tons of people throwing unnecessary hate his way all year, and that only motivated
some people still do,
and that only motivated me more to back Daniel Jones because this year he deserves it. He deserves it, and he's only gotten better and better and better, and I am so proud of him. He's become my favorite player on the team. He really has. He's become my favorite player on the team.
He's easy to root for.
It was Saquon and I still love Saquon. I don't love Saquon any less. But Daniel Jones has become my favorite player on the team because of everything he had to deal with, everything he's had to overcome. And I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, he's had a great year. And like I said, it's only going to get better because he's going to pull this one off too. Daniel Jones is going to make everybody come around by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Square footed, thank you again, my friend. Appreciate it. The wide receivers I think we could get Josh Downs, Addison, and Booty. We'll see. I don't think Addison's gonna fall that far.
We'll see. Who knows? These mocks mean nothing.
Yeah, you never know. Again,
wait till the combine, wait till interviews. That's when you get a better feel for it. But you don't know until draft night.
Leaving the race thing for the super chat. Imagine Hyatt, Wandale, Hodgins, Slayton, or Frazier. Yeah, Jalen Hyatt's another guy I like from Tennessee. I like him too a lot. Yeah, a guy like Hyatt, Wandale, Hodgins, and a trade for DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins, Hodgins, Hyatt, Triple H. There you go. There you go. Big Mike, thank you for the $2. Boom. Appreciate it. We're about to lay the boom on the Eagles. Eva Froman, thank you for the super chat. How do we help Neil Saturday? We think Tyree possibility. Tyree Phillips.
Oh, Tyree Phillips.
Yeah.
If he's just an atrocity, maybe they make a change. But he's definitely they're not gonna pull him after one drive, 2 drives. But maybe at halftime, if he's getting destroyed, maybe they make the move. But that's not really a good thing because Tyree Phillips is not very good.
Agreed.
Like, are you going to trust him going up against this pet? Like,
yeah,
we just got to hope Evan Neal plays well.
Right. And Evan Neal needs experience, man.
Yeah.
If he gets schooled, he gets schooled. But Tyree Phillips is not the future right tackle of this team.
Yeah. We just got to hope Evan Neal plays well.
We have to hope Evan Neal plays well. And Evan Neal did play well against Minnesota.
Yeah, he did.
For the most part. So, Donnie, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'm happily eating crow for hating the DJ pick. Listen,
why wouldn't you?
Right. If you're a fan, you are. If you did not believe in him, you're happy you were wrong about it.
I have a couple. My main theory with why people are so anti-DJ at this point, and maybe I'm wrong, but this is my opinion on it. One of it is that people just don't want to be wrong, and they want to just they care more about their opinion than the team. But I think the main thing is people are, and I understand it. They hate Dave Gettleman.
Right.
Hate. And I understand the hate. And they realize if Daniel Jones rather succeeds, you can't ignore that in terms of what Dave Gettleman meant to the team. Like to get a franchise quarterback, regardless of whatever else he did, that's the biggest piece. And he got the left tackle. So he got the 2 biggest pieces for a football team. And I think a lot of people just don't want Dave Gettleman to get any credit because they hate him so much. And I think that has a lot to do with why there's a lot of super anti-Daniel Jones people as well. Right.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. And they're mad at Gettleman for trading Odell Beckham. And I don't think they'll ever forgive him for that. JJ, thank you for the super chat. Are we giving Jones $50 million a year if we win the Super Bowl? Probably $40 million a year.
Close. Listen, if he wins a Super Bowl, you pay him. Whatever. You pay him. He's young. He's getting better. And he won you a Super Bowl. You pay him.
Right.
You live with it.
Got to pay him. Sebastian, thank you for the super chat. If Jones had multiple bad games in a row, would your opinion waver at all? No, my opinion is where it is now. I think he's the guy. But I have said, I mean, that's the thing that people just seem to get mixed up. If Daniel Jones plays bad and I do my post-game video and I talk about what the hell happened in the game, if he has a bad game, I'm going to say he didn't play well. And they'll be, you change your mind on Jones. No, I'm just telling you what happened in the game. That's not changing my mind. It will not waver because now I see what Daniel Jones can do with the right coaching staff and very little around him. If he has bad games, he has bad games. I'm not, like I said, I will mention in my post game, Daniel Jones goes 14 for 32 with 107 yards and turns the ball over 3 times. I'm not going to go, wow, that Daniel Jones performed well today. I would say he had a bad game. But I think that is going to be the exception to the rule from now on. Whereas before, I thought that was the norm.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where, I mean, I can't promise that because if Jones has an injury next year or if Jones just plays atrocious next year and the team completely bombs, I can't promise anything. But I'm at the point now, Baddog, where I want to see this guy get at least 3 more years. That's where I'm at.
He has to.
I'm at the point now where I want to see Jones get 3 more years, and I want to see him get to build with Dable, and I want to see Shane build this team around Daniel Jones. That's where I'm at. So I don't think I'm going to fault him. It would take an all-time bombing of a performance next year for me to want to move off of Daniel Jones going into 2024. I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either.
So
I mean, if he performed this well with this cast around him in the first year of a new system, there's no reason to think he's not.
So I'm of the mindset now. I want to see what Jones could be, and for that to happen, I got to see them continue to build the rest of this.
I guess for me, again, my hang up with Daniel Jones for years was not his physical gifts. I always thought, listen, there's videos of me talking about how Daniel Jones is going to be better than Dak Prescott in 2 to 3 years. It's on my channel, okay. But what I was having a hard time with Daniel, and that was before Daniel Jones even played a game in the NFL. I was saying this by looking at the film, okay? And again, I'm no analyst. I'm no film expert. I don't claim to be. But what I didn't think could change, I didn't think he'd learn the process. That was the thing I was having a hard time with. He's too slow. His processing skills are slow. He doesn't feel the rush. He doesn't step up in the pocket. He doesn't do that stuff. He learned to do it. He's figured it out. He's matured in the pocket. That was my hang-up with him, not his physical tools. Physically, I always thought he had talent. Now that he's put it all together, now you're seeing what he can really do. Now wait till you get some talent around him, and then you really see what he can do.
And I look at Cole World, and this is where I just disagree. Now, I don't disagree with his initial point. He said he's not Mahomes, and he's not. He said Mahomes would have the Giants at, like, I don't even know if he'd have him at 12 wins.
Why are we comparing him to Mahomes?
No. But the second comment he said I disagree with. He says, he doesn't elevate players. That I completely disagree with.
We just talked about how Richie James.
That's what he did all year. He just took a guy that couldn't even make the team for the Buffalo Bills, and he's playing at a near Pro Bowl level on the Giants. Right. Hodges has 450 yards in 9 games with 5 touchdowns. Richie James, Darius Slayton, yes, I think he has elevated players this year. There's no doubt about it with the players that he has on this roster. So I completely disagree with that. He just hasn't had talent. But the talent that he's been provided with this year, he has elevated.
Agreed. Big Mike, thank you for super chat. Jones lobs it alone. Jones lobs it. Hodgins alone. Touchdown, New York. 5-8 watch party. Well, I'll be watching the 5-8 where I live.
Next, I told Baddog about the watch party that Bobby and Justin, that's something in the future I'd like to organize because that would be friggin' awesome.
That would be.
Say for a road game, we organize something at a bar and we get 200 people to show up. That'd be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome.
But yeah, I love what Bobby and Justin are doing. That's really cool, the watch party they got going on.
Dominic, thank you for the super chat. Should we look into the Bucs' former offensive coordinator? Well, let's not send Kafka out of town just yet. But I don't know where the Giants would look. Maybe they'd promote from within.
I think they're going to hire Shea Tierney because he's the current quarterback coach for the Giants. They brought him over from Buffalo, and they've talked really highly about him this year. So I think that's the natural guy.
Regression, right.
Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to be calling the plays. It might be Dable calling the plays, and Tierney's the OC. Kind of like Shermer when he had Shula. Shermer was calling the play. I don't know what the dynamic would be, but if I had to guess, yeah, I think they'd want to at least keep as much consistency as they possibly could with Daniel Jones, being that he's had no consistency his entire career, meaning make Tierney the OC, so at least he has some kind of rapport with Jones. He's been with the coaching staff. That would be my guess. I think that's what they would do.
Right. Abe Froman, thank you for the super chat. Says, let's be honest, DJ regressed because of the last step. Yeah, there's no question. Like I said, when I did the apology video, there's a video on my channel. It's a short. It's me talking about Daniel Jones and the Jets-Giants game that I went to with Chris. And I say right in the video, if we can get him an offensive line and a real coach, he's going to be dangerous in the NFL. And somewhere over like I said, the last 2 years, all that freaking losing clouded my vision. And I blamed Daniel Jones. I was blaming the wrong guy. Should have been blaming Joe Judge. Didn't blame Joe Judge. I blamed Daniel Jones. That was wrong. That's why I say, hey, I was wrong about it. Oh, well. You know what? It's funny. The people that support Daniel Jones, or it's people that supported Daniel Jones, and they come in here and they talk about, you had to eat crow, this and that. You know, it's not even that they've never been wrong in their life. I swear these people have never been right in their life. When somebody praises himself for being right so often, like they break their arm, pat themselves on the back, it's clear to me that they're rarely right about anything. So when they actually do get something right, it's like
my argument is that we weren't wrong. Yeah. We just let it play out. Like, or you know, I mean, yeah, were there times where I said he's trending towards not being a franchise quarterback? Yeah, I got to that point last year, but that was fair at that point in time to have that mindset. Dable came in here, things got better, and I said as quickly as like week 4 or 5 that I want him to be the quarterback of 2023, long before people on ESPN or anybody else like that. Yeah, were there guys on YouTube that had blind faith in him without any production or any evidence? Sure, credit to them. But I wanted evidence, and I think that's fair to be like, you know, it's year 4. It's the end of the rookie contract. I need to see something before I'm willing to say, this guy's a franchise quarterback. This is a guy I want to push forward with. That's just, I mean, for God's sake, Shane didn't give him the 5th-year option. So I just wanted to fairly judge the guy this year. And I did that, and he proved to be worthy of bringing back here, and a guy that I do believe in. I do believe in it. And I'm going to tell you what, this year with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, to me, Baddog, he's got arm strength I didn't realize he had.
Right.
Because he's made throws this year that I have never seen him make. And when I say that, I'm talking about the zip he's put on some of these throws.
Yep.
And you go back to the game last week against Minnesota. I've never seen Daniel Jones make a throw like that.
Yeah, that was insane. Not a lot of quarterbacks make that throw in the NFL.
Where he's got to twitch his body going against it. When you're going to the right, it's much easier because you're running into the throw. He's going away from the throw.
So it's hard to get the momentum going in the opposite direction. Yeah.
The amount of speed and velocity he was able to put on that ball, I didn't know he could make a throw like that.
Yeah, me neither.
And he's made several throws like that this year.
So there's a lot of things he's done this year that I didn't think he was capable of. After
he just looks like a much better player this year.
Absolutely.
And credit to him for the hard work, and credit to Brian Dable for setting him up to put him in the right situation. But I'm sold on Jones. Jones to me right now is a top 10 quarterback. I believe that. That's my honest to God belief. He's a top 10 quarterback, and I think he could get even better. So I'm sold on Jones. I want him here for the next 3 or 4 years and to see what he could grow into.
Yeah. JD, I did see it. Chris showed it before the last stream. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty good. I liked it.
The hype video.
It was good.
Yeah.
Jackson, thank you for the super chat. We root for Dallas, New York this weekend. Listen, Jackson, I just root for New York. I don't care who wins that other game. I just root for New York. That's it. That's what I'm rooting for. But listen, guys, it's 12:30 at night. I gotta get up in 5 hours and go to work, which sucks. Appreciate you being here. Once again, if you haven't done so, hit the like and subscribe. That'd be great. But more importantly, make sure you go in the description. We still have 1,000 people in here, which is unbelievably awesome. Appreciate all you guys and girls tuning in tonight. Obviously, a huge game on Saturday. That's why you got to go into the description. If you're not subscribed to Chris, subscribe to him. We'll be live on that channel doing the play-by-play, reacting to it. You're not going to miss it. Giants Eagles in the playoffs. It really doesn't get much bigger than this. Let's win this freaking game. I think we're going to win this freaking game. I want to win this freaking game. I want to have some fun while we do it. That's for sure. So
I'm excited. Thank you to everybody for always supporting us. Can't wait to talk about the game further this week. We're going to be live tomorrow with 2 other
500 Joey Shakes. So that you won't want to miss.
Yeah, and then during the day I'll be live. I'll do what I did last week. It's a night game, so I'll go live midday, and then Baddog and myself will be live on the channel at 8 whatever time, a half hour
before kickoff.
And we'll party because we're gonna beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So I can't wait.
Great.
Appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys for everything you do for both of us. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm done with the Daniel Jones talk. Let's talk about beating the Philadelphia Eagles.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm done with the Daniel Jones talk. Not addressing anymore. Well, it'll happen next week when we beat them. They're like, "Oh, you were wrong about Daniel Jones." I'm like, "Yeah, that is what it is." Anyway, the Entertainment Talking Sports. It is the Bad Diggy Dizzle. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, everybody. And weekend's almost here, so is game day. Get pumped, baby. We out. Peace.